criteria, and then the types of women and men that you have will be let's say not the most socially desirable, like just at least the unlikables, right? The ugly mutant theory. Like ugly mutants are a real thing. They're not necessarily ugly to the eye, but a lot of them are. But you get the point. It's not just a physical deformity argument.
Yeah. This will only happen in a society like ours where like, everything is like super safe because I was watching a podcast the other day and the woman was like, she feels more unsafe in the modern age than ever. And I'm like, and I was thinking to myself, like, it's actually quite the opposite. I think America, if anything, is too safe because that's why we have a society where, degeneracy is like openly promoted with like no consequence at all.
Way too safe, way too safe. And I'm not even saying I want a world with like random violence and chaos and shit like that. That's not even what I'm arguing for at all. But like, it's too safe for the antisocial. We have no breaks. There are no like real structures. You have to essentially be a violent criminal to be seen as maybe we should do something. And it's like, so all the little steps that lead up to violent criminality, nobody would ever think to even stop and intervene. But damn, now that he shot 40 people, maybe we should lock this nigga up. Like, you understand, having that kind of operating structure, it creates a total what's the word, a low trust society, which, like, this is where we are.
And even if
Dirty
you're a
folk.
violent criminal in like a progressive city, you're gonna get out within like 12 hours so you can, continue with your criminality.
Right, you can theoretically shoot a motherfucker and get out of jail, on bail. Like not even a self-defense
Easily.
shooting, like a drive-by. You can do a drive-by and theoretically get out on bail in some of these areas. But Dirty Folk, I want to pass you the mic before I get into the next clip, bro. What do you think so far today?
You know what? I really, I don't care what these colors do. Here's the thing, bro. There's a video. Ironically enough, this has nothing to do with the white girl because I just pulled up. I don't even know what the funny looking white girl said, but there is a video series called America in the dot dot dot. Go by decade, right? So America in the 50s, 60s, 70s. So Black America in the 70s apparently, and this is what they said in the video. This is why I laughed when you said it. It was like, yo, Black America's identity was based on hairstyle, music, and clothes starting in the 1970s. So you're right. Everything in our lifetime that we call Black history started the same time our parents was fucking.
Yeah, I know I'm not crazy, bro. And then so me finding that little article to kind of reference different points to give my argument some credibility, it just felt right. Like I knew it. It's like when how you just know something is there and you finally found it. It's like, yes, I knew I'm not crazy. And
But
so
you know
you
what that
coming
means, right?
along, I just know I'm not crazy, bro.
But you know what that means, right? Boomers fucked up something else, bro. That's all that means. Boomers messed up something else, bro. Most horrible generation ever.
I hate to say that. I mean, it may be true, but I just don't like to say it.
Come on, man. Water was wet. I mean, certain things.
Let me get to this next clip, y'all. We're taking an inside look at Google and why they give us these weird pro-black images.
We do work together day to day to try and advance the technology and understanding around responsible AI. So today, I won't be speaking as much from the Google perspective, but from my own experience. I have worked at Google for over 14 years. I've led about 6 different teams, mostly in the user research, the user experience area, and now in the ethical user impact area. So I'll be sharing some of my learnings from across that time, but also some of my failures and challenges. I think it's okay to talk about things that you've made mistakes in because we will make mistakes. When we're trying to be good allies, when we're trying to be anti-racist, we will make mistakes. The point is, though, to keep trying, to keep educating yourself and getting better day to day. We do work together day to day to try and advance the technology and understanding around responsible AI. So today, I won't be speaking as much from the Google perspective, but from my own experience. I have worked at Google for over 14 years. I've led about 6 different teams.
Who is this Mick?
A long-term Google employee. Not an employee, but like I get her. I don't know her exact title, but she's obviously a team leader, so she's not just a Google employee.
So she doesn't know
But
shit.
no, not she. Yeah, yes and no, yes and no. I mean,
Bro,
she's
have you
obviously.
seen the clips of people that work at Google, bro? It's like going to Six
Yeah,
Flags.
yeah, it is. It is, and it's a bunch of white women. And let me just take a pause to shout out white women because I got to tear white women down for a minute. So let me just shout y'all out. Let me big y'all up and then tear y'all down.
A white woman.
I'm really getting sick and tired of y'all bullying white people online talking about slavery. And that's y'all only argument. Did you know that slavery has been over for about 160 years? Nobody who is alive today has had shit to do with slavery. And that's y'all only argument, talking about white women can't wear braids in their hair because you don't understand the cultural significance. So by that logic, Black women shouldn't be able to wear no wigs. Don't you straighten your hair, because if you don't know the cultural significance of a white woman, you better not be appropriating their fucking culture. Y'all can kiss my white fucking ass, bitch.
You ain't heard what I said, nigga, run it back. MAGA hoe, MAGA nigga, whip a trick, hit a lick, one of them pussy ass cornbread, fuck niggas.
Yeah, see, I often reference this one famous Twitter space. It was like the OG Twitter space that I ever aired. I used to like record and broadcast a lot of Twitter spaces. And the first time I ever did it, it was this space titled, There Are Too Many Black Women in Public, right? And I stand by that shit. I stand on it to this day. There are too many black women in public. But let me say this, black women, let me just give y'all some slack. There's way too many white women in public too. Just entirely too many. Like way more, like, per capita and shit, way more white women in public than we just possibly need have use for. Like, I could understand a couple of y'all, but there's just so many of y'all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I was watching. Remember, he's playing the clips of like the Trump thing, and like the analysts like response. I'm like, why is it that black women are the face of the black community?
I just did a show about that this morning. No cap. Because I got frustrated that black women are the face of the black community because black men pontificate, but they don't do shit. Black women don't know shit, but they do shit. So they're everywhere doing stuff that was designed for black men because they're a masculine vaginal group, right? So they're at all the places where men are supposed to network that men don't necessarily go. Women are there being led by white women. Next chance you get, you don't believe me? Next chance you get, go to a minority business meeting, a small business meeting, a opportunity zone meeting. There'll be a little bitty white woman, looks like the Google girl, a room full of black women, a black pastor that invited the white woman, and you. I bet you.
Nah, I definitely be seeing what she's saying, because like I went to the post office like yesterday, and like all the post offices in my area have bad ratings. You'll never guess who are the ones working at the post office.
Postal workers, man, all they are cokeheads and alcoholics. If you work at the post office, you're either a drunk or a dope fiend. I mean, it is what it is. But the mail's on time. That's what matters.
It was majority black women. I can see.
I mean, yeah, I was already guessing black women. I wanted to let you say that because it's really a regional thing. Like, if you live anywhere near an urban area, then most of your civil service are black women because it's like a funneling system to just hire black women to work for the government. But that's like I said, it's a regional thing. If you get out to the counties and the less populated areas, it's like some old fat lady.
We do work together day to day to try and advance the technology and understanding around responsible AI. So today, I won't be speaking as much from the Google perspective, but from my own experience. I have worked at Google for over 14 years. I've led about 6 different teams, mostly in the user research, the user experience area, and now in the ethical user impact area. So I'll be sharing some of my learnings from across that time, but also some of my failures and challenges. I think it's okay to talk about things that you've made mistakes in, because we will make mistakes. When we're trying to be good allies, when we're trying to be anti-racist, we will make mistakes. The point is, though, to keep trying, to keep educating yourself and getting better day to day.
You know what? It just occurred to me real quick. I know somebody had a thought on the tip of their tongue. Let me just jump in there. Black women, I mean, black people, loosely speaking, but black women most definitely have the support of like all of the most powerful corporations and networks and agencies that you can think of at this point. Like, name a powerful network that is anti-black woman. I dare you.
That's because black women are the perfect unwitting slaves, right? From a tax rebate perspective, right? You pretty much hire a black woman, single mother with a couple of hours of college, or she's over 40, that EEOC Act, she's free labor. You get her entire salary back at the end of the year. Black women are a great investment for jobs that you don't really need to know how to think to do. Hell, ain't that the Walmart like employee method? Everybody works part time type thing.
Yo, you know, we was talking about the other day. Somebody mentioned Home Depot, and I was telling about the time I went to the Home Depot, like right in the heart of Newark and shit. It's like, you know, it's a super black city, and bro, it's the worst experience I ever had. I think they all on that same part time shit. They just clock in and get paid and then go home.
Yeah, that was me, bro. Like, I have I've had a personal beef with Home Depot for 20 years. Anytime I pull up in a black city, the Home Depot is trash.
And it's crazy because like the white people that you encounter in Home Depot are the friendliest, most knowledgeable. Even if they don't know, they know somebody that know, and they'll get them to you real fast, and you'll have your problem dealt with, you know, efficiently, right? Whereas like you get to the Home Depot on Martin Luther King Boulevard, and them niggas don't be wanting to give you shit. Like, I can't buy screws, I can't buy hammers, I can't do nothing with you niggas.
Not only that, bro, I really want to say that women shouldn't work in a hardware store because that was my initial, misogyny, right? Until I started noticing when I went to Home Depots and other areas where they hire Armenian women and white women and whatever, very knowledgeable, great customer service, and they own it. Like their whole department runs. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. That's how we got into the conversation. Well, that's how I got into the conversation about Home Depot, because I'm like, bro, yes, I know, because I went in there and it was nothing but a bunch of black women, and they was all the like 3 things you said they was doing, they was literally doing. They was standing
They
around talking shit. You couldn't get nobody to do nothing, and it took forever to get anybody to actually get you to like to pay some attention to you. Like the whole thing was like, bro, you must know. You must have been there.
bro, bro, welcome to the black experience. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I, if they had better customer service, they'd have a husband. But what do I know?
Allyship involves the active steps to support and amplify the voice of members of marginalized groups in ways that they cannot do alone. In the workplace, this can involve many things, from being an active mentor or sponsor to those from historically marginalized communities, to managers of managers setting specific goals in hiring and growth for their teams to ensure fairness and equity of opportunity and outcomes for underrepresented populations. However, back to the point about language being very important, using the title of ally can also come across as othering. So I always state both the groups I'm a member of and support, as well as those that I'm a member of, more of a mentor and a sponsor of, to ensure that it doesn't look like that I'm othering others. So for example, I would say I'm an ally of women, Black people, LGBTQ. I want to say I'm a champion advocate of all of these groups, not that I'm outside or exclusionary of them.
She forgot felon. She forgot
Well,
fellas.
bro, I was gonna say, how come black men doesn't get a specific mention? Like, you can be an ally. Hold on, let me run that back so I don't misquote her. I don't want to misquote the nice white lady.
Champion advocate of all of these groups. So, for example, I would say I'm an ally of women, Black people, LGBTQ.
All right, so women and black people, which I feel like means black women, but
Right.
there's no mention of. Let's even just leave it as vague as men, right? How come you can be an ally of women and black people but not men? Because if you're not an ally to men, but you say you're an ally to black people, I still don't trust you.
Because you're
Bro,
not high enough on the intersectionality oppression scale. That's why.
where is the prison reform? She had the women, she had the gays. Where's the fellas? She's not all inclusive.
I mean, that's the only thing I could expect, and I don't even want that. Shit, I don't even want to get into that shit, but like the last thing we need is prison reform. These niggas got iPhones and tablets and shit now. These
Man, they
niggas
making
getting
water
pussy, man.
slides and shit. It's crazy. But
Bro, like niggas in jail be getting more pussy than niggas in the street. Like once you understand that brutal reality, like niggas be talking about that Pookie Tyrone shit. You gotta understand that there's niggas in prison that's getting more pussy than niggas in the street. And then I'm not even talking about incels. I mean niggas that's trying. Niggas that get their hair cut every Friday and they put on cologne and fresh J's and shit. Niggas in jail getting more pussy than that nigga. Like, bro, this is crazy when you start to understand how it works.
wait, hey, look, bro. I I want the ally thing is funny, right? Because as a woman, women aren't tribally loyal, right? So even if she's not the ally to the black man, she still wants some black weenie and some Asian weenie and whatever other weenie, whoever feeds her tacos, right? Women can compartmentalize excluding men until they need to take their clothes off, and that's just the nature of women, right?
The thing is though, like women need men to uphold society so they can like have a place to be in
That's
society.
why America's too safe.
That's
Women
what I'm
should
saying.
never be talking, bro. Like in times of barbarians at the gate, women don't talk. They man, they glue on some ponytails, put on a Catholic school skirt, and shut the fuck up.
Thing is, like these women, honestly, like they don't really understand like what it takes to like civilize a society. Like I was watching a feminist the other day, and she thinks like in her feminist utopia, there's gonna be no enforcement arm to like keep criminals at bay. So women, like if we're getting invaded, would invite the invaders in more than they would fight.
They already did. Look at the immigration that's going on right now. Black women beg for the immigrants to come, thinking that somehow they're going to end up getting their nails done by Cambodian women or whoever invading the country right now. They're just a strange people. They're a strange group.
Thing is, like I have my mom. Like my mom complains about immigrants like every day, and like the migrants here in New York. And I asked her like, "Why are you still supporting the Democrats?" She told me because like Republicans are racist.
Um, Look, bro.
That's not just your mom. That's like a black psychological glitch. It's like you see a people moving in on your territory every day, but you don't have any real resentment or any kind of animosity toward that encroachment, but you harbor this sort of mythological racial grudge where it's like that racism isn't the thing that's kind of pissing you off today right now, but you'd rather be mad at that racism. It's a weird black thing. It's not just your mom. I see it everywhere.
Can only obesity like this could only exist
Yo,
in a
why
country
only
like
black? Always fat black women. Why I don't ever see no pretty black girls except on Instagram? Why every girl on TV fat and black?
Yo, y'all not gonna be dissing the motherland like this, bro. Not here, not on this stream, not in this house. This is the motherland, and we respect our fat black African roots.
No, we don't.
But we gonna watch this clip though.
Yeah, we gonna watch. What the fuck,
This is the official background for now.
bro? Why does she have? It's her knees and then her feet. Like, where's her ankles and her shins, bro?
The level of like damage to her knees. Like I don't, I can't conceive why this obesity is seen as a thing. Like I saw a thing on Twitter recently, like a plus size chick was complaining about not fitting from the airport in the airport bathroom in the airport thing. It's like, look, lose weight. We're not gonna change the architecture for you.
They
You know what's so
will.
Like,
crazy?
They are. They're starting to alter the seating arrangements and shit. They're gonna start coming up with fat people seating and shit. Watch.
You know what's so
like man,
crazy? They think she's a skinny girl, like in her little crew.
Well, she's the skinny one right here.
uh,
She looks a little lesbianish.
Oh, definitely.
She just big. She taller than the rest, but she less fat than the rest. This one just got titties and shit.
No, that's what's her name, bro.
Fat mama.
What's old girl who ran for governor in Georgia?
Stacey Abrams.
Yeah, that's Stacey
Like,
Abrams, bro.
hey,
She doing the Florida Evans. Oh my God.
No, that's my favorite one right here. Though I don't care what nobody say. This is my favorite. She can't be moving. She moving for a big girl. Like look at that. Look at that. Those are big girl moves right there.
Nigga. And then she turned around because somebody looking like that ass though. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
look, I'm
She
sorry,
ain't
your
even hit you with the
knees.
ass first.
Her knees have ass cheeks. So like, there's a
You
problem.
don't have knees, bro. You're not supposed to have knees. Knees will only get in the way of what you're trying to do right now, all right? You just need strong legs.
Bro,
Like,
Look,
dude, I'm not white boy who came out from being like 500 pounds in high school to like being, like relatively like
God
way
damn,
better shape.
that was a journey. 500 pounds? That
Oh
was
yeah,
a
oh
whole
yeah.
journey. Like you
I'm
let
like
go of a lot of the people
240.
you love. You
I'm at
lost a lot
240
of
on dude.
people you love, bro. God
Oh
damn.
fuck yeah, bro. I thank every fat shamer looking back. I'm like, they wanted me to be healthy. Looking back, I'm like, I see
yeah,
these
do you a favor.
plus size people, and they cry and complain when they're being shamed, and I'm like, dude, I got shamed too. Look
you
at
know,
me.
you know what's
What's
so
wrong with
bad
you?
about that though? This is the crazy part. The little lesbian looking chick with the pink hat on. She don't have no man or no woman. I bet you, big girl in the purple that look like a plum. I bet she got a man. I have never seen a girl that size not have a man on the show My 600 Pound Life. I have never not seen a girl like this have a man.
See, that's the thing. You have guys who are so black pilled that they'll go for that one. Like 1 out of 10, they'll settle for like the whole settle vibe. They'll just settle for it. There's some guys who are that desperate. And
Nah, you know what?
That's not to harp on the girls. I'm just saying.
So she
No,
tapping
no,
out.
let's not harp
Some
on the
people
women.
like.
Let's not harp on the fat chick, right? Because we
I'm
already
not
got
even
clips
harping.
on screen. Like, no, I'm just saying. I'm making a point. I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. What is going? I remember, all right, a long time ago. I remember, like, and this is like, I was in the projects in Baltimore, right? And I remember it was this dude that lived like what was it, next door? Because I was living with my mom. Now I was young, but it was this dude. He lived next door, and he was like a really like small dude. He wasn't even big or muscular, nothing. He was just a skinny, short nigga. And he had a big fat girl, kind of like purple dress up here, like the blueberry, right? He had a chick like the blueberry chick, right? And so I was just looking like he wasn't even like, a regular nigga. He was obviously a little stupid and slow and shit. But I'm just like, damn, is that how it works? It's like what part of life do you like? What lows in life do you have to think to where you just like, this where we at now?
I'm gonna just say there's like two types of men that deal with these women. There's like the simps who honestly like love them, and then there's like the niggas that live off of them, who are living off their dick, who come in,
Oh yeah.
who take her food stamps money and live with it, so they could like who got like 3 baby moms.
This goes down to you on parole. You need somebody to give you house arrest, bro. That's all. If you're on house arrest,
No, some niggas are so incompetent that they're basically stuck in that level of existence almost indefinitely, right? This is at least one thing I witnessed, right? That's why I was just explaining, like, damn, you kind of, I almost understand how a nigga like that wound up with a big crazy fat chick that's just fat and weird, but like it's a lot more of that going on. Like somebody mentioned that 600 pound life show or whatever. Like, bro, what really be going through niggas' heads? Because I know this shit is not like sexually, physically attractive. So you got to be
It's
working on
almost
another level.
Self-esteem, bro. Look,
it's almost reverse Oedipus complex. It's a reverse Oedipus complex, quite
now
literally.
it's self-esteem, bro. True,
You think
true
so?
story. I got a cousin that has low. Well, he does have low self-esteem, but this is how we got there. So we hanging out one day, and he crying a river. I don't care about his life, right? Oh, my girlfriend, she's doing me so bad. Blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, I really don't care. But I had never seen his girlfriend before. He had been with this girl for like 9 months. I had never met her, and I didn't want to meet her because she lived in Parkway Gardens, which you guys call O Block, and I'm not going to O Block, right? I don't care what the rappers say, nigga. If you from Chicago, just it's on Martin Luther King. Just
Even I've heard of that in Canada.
right, it's on Martin Luther King Boulevard, bro. Like 63rd and Martin Luther King Boulevard. Like, ain't nobody going on O Block. It's not a destination. So he's dating this girl on O Block. I never met her because I would never go see it. Right. Anyway, so I tell him, I say, come ride with me. I gotta go holler at one of my guys. Um, we at McDonald's, he crying. I bought him a hamburger. He crying. My girlfriend don't love me. We walk out of McDonald's. There's this girl, skinny girl, look like if somebody loved her, she'd be cute, but nobody loved her, so she just looked like a bum, right? And she walks up to the car, to the passenger seat with my boy at, my little cousin in the back seat. So she go to the passenger seat with my boy at. I was like, "Ooh, you cute." And then she was like, "Man, I'm bored. Y'all want to have sex? I ain't doing nothing." And
What? Who said
we
that?
and we like, bro, ain't nobody trying to, pay for no. She was like, I'm not a prostitute. I'm just bored. Y'all want to have sex? So I'm blowing. I'm
There'd be
like,
girls out there like that.
bro, I ain't never gonna forget this, man, because my guy is my guy, but my little cousin, whatever. Right? So I'm like, nah. I looked at my boy. My boy looked at me. We both looked in the backseat. My little cousin, he's smiling like a Cheshire cat, rubbing his heads together like Birdman. My boy looked back at me. He said, "Let's do it for little buddy." I said, "All
Oh God!
For the little man.
Oh. For the little man. He wanted to pawn it on the little man, like he was doing it for the little man.
yeah." He said,
Hey,
"Let's do it
it's
for
not
little."
like she's not consenting. It's her idea.
Right. My boy said, "Let's do it for little buddy." I said, "All right, man." So my boy stayed maybe 3 blocks away from the McDonald's. We ride over there. The whole scene is comedic, man. Like I wish we'd had a videotape. We walk in the living room, all four of us in the living room. My boy just bought some new rims, some 22-inch joints, right? With no tires on it, just the rim. He like, let me show you these. It was
What the
Dayton's or
fuck?
something. Let me show you the rims. I go see the rims. We come back. Little cuz is play fighting with the bitch. They slap boxing. I said, what the fuck is wrong with you? How the fuck you slap box with the bitch? Like, so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go first because I had a scheme in my mind. Because after that, she was like, well, could I get $20 a person? I'm trying to get my head on.
Oh,
What?
fuck.
What?
I'm like, bitch, I know
Damn.
I do hair. I like, nigga. She's like, nah, I really need. I say, okay. So now I'm like, okay, I'm finna
Just
steal
hoeing backwards, bro.
right. So I'm like, yo, I'm finna steal the pussy.
She's a
Right?
60 ball.
So no. So both of them look at me and say, yo, folks got you. I was like, yeah, shorty, I got you. I said, I'm gonna go first because I'm going first on purpose. So I go, I look up, I feel heat behind my neck. I turn around, my cousin and my boy got their dick in their hand right by my ear. I'm like, oh, nigga, I quit. So I put my
Damn.
she like, I'm gonna do you all but one at a time, right? So I want my cousin to go next because I'm telling him, yo, you go next, and while my boy nailing, we gonna leave because I'm not paying this bitch, right? So, but he fucked up and let my boy go in second. So now I'm having a whole pep talk with my little cousin. I'm like, look, cuz, don't take your clothes off. Whip it out the zipper. Smash and go, nigga. We dipping. So now me and my boy, we in the living room. We playing casino or some jailhouse ass card game, right? Tonk,
Damn, bro.
some Tonk or some shit. And we've been out there for a minute. It's been like 20, 30 minutes going past. You're like, what the fuck is up with little cuz? We bust in the room. This nigga asshole nigga with one sock. After I just told this motherfucker don't get naked, right? So my boy, he ain't shit. He grabbed a Polaroid. He started taking pictures. They ain't shit. They started modeling. So
What?
Hey, so we crack it up
Bruh.
like, man, hurry up. You know what I mean? 'Cause-
Yo, what the fuck
The
is
shit,
going on with you guys?
hey, man,
bro.
look.
The Chicago
They're,
scene
they're,
is a little too much.
no,
Yeah,
it's not
what
even.
the
It's not even
fuck?
just that dirty. You see earlier. Remember when I said how niggas had the murder spree going well, and somebody just fucked it up? Like you can't trust niggas, bro. I tell you.
Can't trust niggas, right? And it ain't a Chicago thing, man. I just be doing wild shit, bro. Anyway, so I say, all right, cool. So we let Lil Cuz finish. Man, he took another 20, 30 minutes. He fucked this girl damn near an hour.
Damn, bro. Was he even
So,
Frenching her? He was going all in like that?
bro, that comes later. That's in the car, right? So goddamn it, man. He come
What?
out the room and I'm heated. I say, what's up with Shorty? He say, man, we bust in on you on your turn. So I told her that you was about to come back so you can get your turn because you never finished. And I was like, bet, let's go. So we leave, right? And I knew my boy was gonna kick out because I know my boy, right? So we ride, and I say, man, what took you so long? He said, man, cuz I couldn't nut, man. She was too skinny. He's like, it felt like bone on bone. I'm like, she wasn't that skinny, nigga. She was just slim. Yeah, nigga, I need girls with meat on my bone. He said, I had to close my eyes and think of my girlfriend. I said, what?
Damn.
I said, what? I said, man, I need to see your girlfriend. He was like, nah, cuz. I said, no, no, no. If you had to close your eyes and imagine her to bust, I need to see this girl. So here I go going to O Block. I don't go to O Block because y'all don't understand. O Block is like townhouses with a big ass gate around it, bro. One way in, one way out. Speed bumps. You
Oh,
can't
dude,
speed
I
your way
watched
out.
a whole geography thing on it. Parkdale O Block. There's a whole documentary on it. Everybody wants to
Bruh,
own Parkdale, apparently.
bruh.
That's
Shit is,
that. You
shit is
already know.
wild. Shit is wild. And I'm pulling up, nigga, and I just had, you know what I'm saying? I'm pulling
It's
up
like
in
going into Carter.
nigga in a hot boy car. You know what I'm saying? A caddy on rims. I slide in O Block. First thing I hear is folks. I turn around because ain't number BDs in O Block. They ain't even my clique. I have no reason to be in O Block. This is how much I want to see this girl, right? I have folks. I turn around. It was my old barber. I said, what you doing? He said, what the fuck you doing here? I said, man, I'm with my cousin. What you doing? He's like, with my cousin. I said, well, tell them niggas I'm a friendly. They was like, we got you. So I feel a little bit better because I still got to get out this bitch, right? It's only one way in, one way out. So I get to the parking lot in front of her building. I say, man, go get your girl and tell her to come outside. So I'm sitting in the car, you know what I'm saying, with the heater on the passenger seat because I'm sitting in O Block. You know what I mean? And I'm just sitting there. And my cousin come back 5 minutes later by herself. I said, where your girl at? He said, man, she said she not dressed. She don't want to come out. I said, fuck this shit. I gotta see this bitch. So I run up in her crib. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking, it's a bunch of round people in there. I say, man, she in a bedroom. The bedroom door was closed. I kicked the bedroom door open. Now in my mind, I was gonna say, man, who the fuck are you not to come when I call you? Because I'm arrogant like that, right? But I kicked in the door and all I could say is who and I paused. I swear to God, I never forget this day. She had 3 braids in her hair like Coolio, a gray moo on, and this bitch was laying on both sides of the bed. That's the only way I could describe it. You ever see somebody sit down and their hips on both sides of the bed?
Oh no!
And I looked and I just turned around and
She was a
silently
whole
walked.
whale. Was a
Bro,
whole whale right there.
I
Yo,
just
it's a
silently.
weird. Yo, your boy was skinny too, wasn't he?
A land whale,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, he was
Yo,
skinny. Look,
nah,
cuz,
yo, it's a
Yo,
weird thing, and I don't know if
He
it's a
walked into
black
the
thing.
forklift
your
room.
whole crew
Yo,
got to get their standards up, man. Your
skinny
whole crew
black
got to get their
niggas
standards
love
up.
giant women, bro. It's like a weird, like gravitational thing. Like skinny black niggas and big fat women are a common couple. Like I
That's
seen it so
crazy.
much since
That's an
I was
American
young.
thing.
but
Yeah,
this is
no. That Parkdale just got a whole new reputation. Apparently, there's a whale in there.
hey
That's what,
man, quite
that's
a
what we
few.
all know people like that who live in the projects who don't do nothing but smoke weed all day and are fat.
Bro, it was that. But this is to the point of low self-esteem. So I go back to the car and I'm sitting there, but I can't drive. The car is started, but I can't drive. It's still in park. And I'm like that 100-yard stare, and I'm just staring out the window. And I just kept being like, why? 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 I couldn't move. I was paralyzed. I just why? So cuz come out. I see him, he get in the passenger seat. And I just turned to him because I'm still saying it like, cuz why? And he looked at me, he said, Cause I got low self-esteem, cuz.
That's honest.
Just straight admitted it. He's like, it's all good. He's down with the.
Yeah, that's a black person thing. Cause I had two black dudes
No,
make fun of me because I said I didn't like fat bitches, and they said,
I
How
gotta
can you
I
not
gotta
sleep with
counter to
fat
that,
girls? You don't like fat girls? I said, hell no, bro. That's disgusting. Fatness
dude.
is fucking inflammation and mucus.
Dude, I gotta counter to that. It's not just a black people thing. Like, you can go to any trailer park, it's there
Right,
too.
it's an American thing. Unfortunately, yeah, you're
There's
right. It's
that
an
skinny
American
guy.
thing.
It's literally that one skinny guy with, that's what it is. It's not even not a thing. It's a thing. You walk into any Walmart, you'll see the white version of that. I'm not joking.
True, you're right.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of the white version of things, we were doing this whole Google digital replacement show today, and I can't just let the show go by without giving y'all the white version of people. So, starting up, shout out to White Little Wayne.
That actually looks amazing.
You look like Gollum.
Oh wow, that looks like a
White,
lot of dudes I know.
White Snoop Dogg, he looked like the old leader of a biker gang.
He looked like Willie Nelson.
I just say like Willie Nelson.
You'd be surprised how much you look like white people if you just change the skin tone.
Walter White. Well, people look the same in general, man. Skin
I
tone is
mean,
just skin
right,
tone. You're
right.
talking
Yeah,
No,
about
the
bone structure.
phenotype
You're talking
variance.
about
There's
what?
only
What happened?
4%. There's only 4% variance in phenotype.
well,
It really
well,
is. Like,
no, not only that, not only that. I'll
Less
give you
than
like,
1% with other animals we have as humans. So
no, no, no.
yeah,
Just keep
as
it.
mammals
Just keep
maybe.
it. Just keeping it within the human family.
No,
Black
it's 4%.
Americans, Black Americans probably have just a remarkably high level of white admixture compared to any other quote black
Oh,
group.
I've actually done research on that. Most Black Americans have like over 20% white
Like,
admixture, and most
like
most
I
of it is
said,
Irish. Most of it is
remarkably
Irish.
high. Listen, I've known one or two black people with like freckles and reddish hair.
Oh yeah,
that's
like
commonplace.
you
I've
ever
seen
seen
that a lot.
like a red bone girl? She's probably got some Irish back there.
Yeah, listen, I've men, women, listen, freckles, reddish hair. Yeah, it's a thing.
Yo, but for real, probably a big percentage of people that think they're African American are really indigenous, or, come from Native Americans.
Actually, a lot of the people like the French and the English, the Creole and all that, who were like forced into those regions, into the swamps and all, they did mix. They
Yeah.
definitely mixed. Like, there's
And
definitely
that's the
some
thing.
native connections, but it's not the whole story. People
Yeah,
want to
it's
make
not.
it the whole story. I'm like, bro, chill.
I don't think it's like an ancient story. I think it's way more recent than people like to admit.
It's so nuanced.
White Jay
Who's
Z,
that?
he look Italian.
You look like you got Down syndrome.
He look Italian, yeah.
Keep
So I
it
fucking
going.
look like he owned a pizza shop.
Mm-hmm. Yo,
White
but when you really
Kanye.
think about it, all that stuff is really cultural because if you take like an Indian, you take certain parts of the world, and then also you could get a Mexican and I don't know, let's say a Peruvian. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know that they're all from those different countries. They all look the same. When I
Oh,
went to India, people thought I was Indian.
Yeah, there's a lot of like commonality with most racial types, honestly.
this is it right here, bro. Let me
White Kanye.
yes, let me tell you why. There's an old Bill Burr comedy skit because Bill Burr married a black girl, right?
Yep.
So he said he was coming out the shower and all he heard was this. It sounded like a Nazi. He said he came out. He was like, "I'm taking over the world," like a megalomaniac. And he said he walked down. He's like, "Oh, thank God, it's a black guy." And she was like, "That's racist." He said, "No." He said, "No, because if it was a white guy, then we would have a race war. But a black guy is pretty much, harmless." Now he said that, and I'm looking at this picture, and he looks like Norton in what was it? Something X, American X.
Oh
Like,
yeah, Edward Norton from
Yeah.
American History X, but a
yeah.
little
So,
bit chubbier.
so
You know,
Kanye would
he
be.
looks like the guy from Wolfenstein as well, the main character with the jawline. He's got the Chad
Oh,
white jawline.
whoa!
He's literally got the Viking look for real.
Kanye is a black white supremacist. That's crazy.
Now, you know what's crazy about that too? That rationality. And I'm not saying he's totally wrong, but he's like, listen. So when black people talk race war, you know, niggas ain't about shit. But when a white guy talks race war, you know, we gotta actually stop and think about this. You know, this motherfucker might be
Like
serious. I'm just saying, like, damn.
the crickets. It's like when the white man starts tinkering, everybody starts listening.
That's when you know that real racial equity has happened. When I get to be a tribal warlord and everybody gets scared, like, yo, he might kill us all. Like, that's how you know we've made it as
Yeah,
Americans.
but technically, when you get to the higher up echelons, like what we talking about as far as race doesn't really exist. It's more status, or let's say you know your finances or the things you have in common
It's
within
not.
that
It's not
tribe.
even finances. It's not class. It's not this or that. Do you really want to know what at the tippity top right now? What it is? If you can allow your mind to be pawned, you're not with us. It's that simple.
Well, in that sense,
Tribal
it's always
warlords.
been like that. It's always been like that in that sense, as far as intelligence, because you know those people consider themselves most intelligent. But I'm talking about the fact that, like, it's more about what you have in common with those other people, and you guys are all aligned on a goal. It's not so much like, oh, this person is this skin color and this person
Dude,
is that other skin color.
that makes me think of Renaissance Europe ideas. I keep going back to that because, like, we keep talking about the fall of Rome comparison to our culture's falling. We need to
Hmm.
talk about the Renaissance. It's the rebirth era. They came out of the
I
dark age. Be like, yo, let's
I think
play
so
some
too.
music and shit. Like, we got to stop thinking about just the bad. We can come out like a phoenix.
No,
The
actually,
Well,
the
I
Renaissance
say that
is
all the
that
time too.
no,
concept.
no, the Renaissance, I'll be there for that. Look, let me tell you
Oh,
what I
come
know.
on, dirty
No,
folks.
no,
Don't
no,
say
no.
that. The Renaissance is a good thing.
The
And
Renaissance,
America, technically,
Oh, you could
America
be Black
is
Napoleon.
the Renaissance was
Napoleon?
exactly.
500. No, the Renaissance was 500
Nah,
years later.
there was plenty of Renaissance thinkers that were all different. Let's say
Oh, dude,
from at that time,
No,
because
no, no,
also
yeah. The
you got to
Renaissance
take
came
into
out of like
knowledgeable.
30
No,
years
not
of
you
constant
got to
warfare, bro.
you got exactly you got to take
hey,
into
look,
consideration things like
I ain't gotta
algebra
consider
and
none of
things
that
like
shit.
that
Look, let me
were
tell you something.
invented by the Moors. So like there was
God,
in Europe in the Middle East at that time there was a huge amount of, let's say, for a good
y- y-
500 years plus,
fuck
man, there was a
all of
lot
that. I'm not
of
gonna
things
live
coming
500
out.
years. Fuck, I look like Methuselah. Let me tell you something.
Come on, man. Dirty folks, it's not
No, no,
one person living
No,
500
no, we're
years. I'm not talking
talking
about one person.
dirty
y'all talking
folks.
about a
It's the
goddamn abduction.
patterns of history,
I understand
right?
the patterns of history. Y'all skipped the whole pattern that I'm here for, just to tell me
Oh,
about some
you
goddamn.
want the Dark Age? He's here for the
No,
Dark
Yeah, you
Age
want the
warlord
dark
period.
ages.
no,
You want to be Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan was before that. No, your guys are not listening. You telling me about some fucking gay painters and poets? No, we already got that now.
Ah, come on, man. You know that's so disingenuous. Those
Uh,
a lot of those dudes contributed a
uh,
lot in things we use today.
I don't
well,
give
like,
a
come on.
fuck. Look, this is what happened when Rome fell. What really
Uh,
happened when Rome fell is
Oh,
what
Renaissance is like 700 years later, though, my guy. Like,
exactly.
that's way after the Dark Age.
I
Dark Age is
know,
right
yeah,
after, right?
but the Dark
it is
Ages,
after the dark ages, but after any dark age, there needs to be a renaissance.
the
And
Dark
you're right. Like
Dark
America needs to get back to that because there's a lot of things that we could contribute, and in general, contributing just
Ages
lame
were
entertainment, ratchet
dark.
entertainment is not good.
Okay, the Dark Ages weren't dark. I keep saying that, and y'all keep talking. The Dark Ages weren't dark. All y'all motherfuckers want to go back to a nice Christian country. Christianity was the quote unquote Dark Ages, according to y'all. The Dark Ages was not
Oh, I'm
dark.
not saying Christianity is the
That's not
solution.
true. And by the way, that's the dark ages was only the dark ages in Europe at that time.
A lot of
Other
the
parts of the world were
Renaissance,
thriving.
like a lot of the Renaissance free thinkers were people like the original Illuminati back in the 1700s. They were free thinkers trying to get away from the church.
Yeah, the Rosicrucians.
They were like, "Fuck the Pope."
Yeah,
I'm trying to
the
do
Jesuits.
science over here.
Yeah, alchemy, which is chemistry, and all those people were considered heretics at that time. But they were doing what we consider now science, arts, and humanities. And we could
guys are
say
romantic.
that the United States right now is in a dumbification. So we definitely need more intelligence and Renaissance thinking.
You know what? You guys are romantics, and I respect that.
Oh God.
But the whole concept.
I'm a romantic, but I'm not a naive.
But the whole
Like,
concept.
I understand.
The whole concept of romanticism is from the era that we're in now that you guys are skipping. That's the fucking warlord era. I am Constantinople. I am not a fucking gay painter. I am the motherfucker to say Rome is burning. We need to change our religion and change our government right now before it fall. So when it fall, we'll have our slaves. That's where we are right now. The whole thought of romance is Roma NCE. Anytime you put ANCE behind a word, it means as or like. Roma, as or like Rome. Romance is romance in every language. There's no translation.
But no, but the Renaissance is not romance, bro. You're conflicting two different things. Renaissance does
two
not
different
equate
areas.
romance.
I understand
So
that.
so that's disingenuous.
No, you guys are romanticizing the Renaissance, not the
No,
war.
we're not.
That
Who said that there wasn't horrors? We all know there was horrors. We're just saying there was people that stood up during those times and were thinking differently and were moving movements. That's what we're saying.
During the Renaissance, we were still using 3-year-olds to clear chimneys. Like, it was not a good time in a lot of aspects. It's
nobody's romanticizing.
Like the Industrial Revolution, that was a fucking shit show if you really think about it when it comes to human living standards. But like on the other end of it, look at us now. That was a dark age of industrialism, the 1800s period in Europe. You did not.
Yeah.
Why do you think everybody was dipping?
And people had colds. People were dying because everything was smog and it was horrible.
I'm just gonna say that I agree with 30 Fox. I think more than likely what's happening now is gonna lead to the rise of totalitarians and dictators.
Yeah. There is a Caesarean
and gonna be like
coming.
a dark ages. So,
and by Caesarean period, it's like people are like, if you look at Trump, it's already a symptom. A lot of people are looking towards these one-man complex solutions. Not going to work.
Facts. That doesn't work in general. And look, at the end of the day, when people are giving their power away to outside sources, it's never going to work anyways. And that's what most people do in general, as far as normies are concerned.
They let their minds pawn. They always pawn their minds. But like back to the whole like, oh my God, Dr. Dre is white. He looks like Elon Musk.
He looks
No,
Irish.
you know who he looks like? He looks like that
Irish
white
mob.
rapper that wears the cowboy hat. What's the name of that dude?
He looked like
the
like the Saxon Knight that tried to prove that Saxon Knights aren't racist, and we had a pizza party.
The levels of inside jokery to that shit, bro.
I'm just saying,
man.
White Cube looked like he just smoking meth.
He looks literally
like a new meth head.
He looks like he's from Northern Ireland, like literally.
Damn, Ice Cube just looks like mad dudes I know in Brooklyn.
White LL Cool J looks weird.
White LL look like a WWE wrestler.
Yeah, I know some dudes from Eastern Europe that look just like that.
Yeah, he just looks
like
weird.
German. He looks
Big
like a
Cro-Magnon white man. Like 15% Neanderthal, Cro-Magnon, modern white man.
Coming at you with the German engineering.
He looks like a Romanian gangster there.
Right. He drives a BMW. He only wears Adidas tracksuits and shit.
Hey, what's your boy name? The king of Red Pill, the one that got locked up in Romania.
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate.
We got a Tate swag.
Right.
Yo, shout out to
Tate's
Motivation
bodyguard.
$5 cash.
Now, Ice-T the only motherfucker. Nah, Ice-T the only motherfucker that honestly they should have just showed his real face. Like you already kind of look like a white guy half the time.
Dude,
anyway.
he's literally Dumbledore.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he looks like a wizard.
No, because he looks like regular. This looks exactly like Ice-T almost. Like this doesn't look all that white. This just looks like
it's just Ice-T when he's in wintertime, like when he's not at the tropics. He doesn't have a tan.
Right, when he's not staying over on the West Coast, this is Ice-T. When he's filming for that New York cop shit, this is Ice-T.
That's it.
Look.
Yeah,
this is Ice-T right here.
No, he could just get a tan. Like, see, the levels of difference in melanin is like not. It's 4%. It's
Bro,
not
it's
that
not
far.
a lot. Yo,
It's not
there's
a lot.
Italians from Sicily who look like that. If you didn't know, you could be like, oh, that looks like iced tea. So
I'm not buying white Buster Rhymes though. That's the
He
wrong
looks like
white
he's
guy.
Scottish. He looks like he's Scottish.
That's just some other dude. That's not even Buster Rhymes. That is no version. No universes have this version of Buster Rhymes, bro. There's no way that's a Buster Rhymes.
It
the
looks like
lips
a
aren't
picture of
correct.
Spencer.
That's racist.
That's a better one. That's a better one, but still, it's not that good.
Right. All right,
Oh,
white
that one's
Ti.
good.
White
That
Ti.
that they
That's a
could have.
little different.
Oh, he looks like he's French.
Yeah, he looks like he's French. You know who he looks like? He looks
Euro
like
Ti.
what's the name of that rapper from Baltimore? Logic.
Oh, fucking Logic. I got a clip with Logic too. Logic is a weird motherfucker.
He is.
Look at White Rick Ross. Ugh.
Dude, he looks
He
like
looks
a
Russian.
You're like a
Scandinavian.
polar bear, bro. Well, yo,
Like Zangief
you
from
about to say
Street Fighter.
Zangief? Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
no,
gonna
or it
say
looks like what's his name? Bambaklava. What's the name of this dude?
that. He look like Zangief,
Who
bro.
sounds like
Nah, yeah.
Ghostface?
Nah, I'm going with Zangief all the way,
He look
bro.
like
This is
Zangief.
he just retired from wrestling. You don't even see his back scars because he wear hoodies and
Nope.
tracksuits now.
You know what's
Yeah,
funny?
it does look like Zangief.
Most African Americans are like have 20 to 25% European DNA. A lot of people are like, well, that's because of what happens. Like, no, love happened. Divestment happened all
It
around.
wasn't
It's
even
just kind of
love.
happened.
Like I wasn't
Like,
even gonna say it's love. It's just
Yo, but
people like
yo,
to
if you
fuck,
wanna,
bro.
but
if you
point
wanna
is,
have
it's
that
like, what's so
conversation,
wrong? What's so
It's
wrong
not a
about being
wrong
part
thing.
Viking?
I just don't think
You
it's
know?
all love. Like, nah, people just be fucking, bro. People do a lot more recreational fucking than we want to admit.
yo, bro,
Not
the whole
everybody got
world in
marriage.
general.
Common marriage wasn't really like that significant until probably the late 1800s. I don't think before
Exactly.
that people was just fucking who they could
And
get their hands on.
the Irish were technically treated in such a way as lower class that some of the only mating solutions were either other Irish or a black mate.
Well, there you
Literally.
go.
Like
Nobody
it
There you
was,
go.
it was worse.
redhead
Yeah,
bitch.
it's like you got to be in your lane.
I
Like
wouldn't
the
mind
Irish
being
were
stuck
in
in a
that
village
lane
with
for
some
a
redhead
long
bitches.
time.
But
Like, listen, being trapped in a village of redhead bitches isn't the worst thing ever.
no, why would that be the worst thing ever? Come on, now that sounds
Magic
heavenly.
Johnson, hold on, scroll back. Oh, you go back.
That's Mike, y'all.
Oh, that's
Like
Michael
Mike,
Jordan.
if I could be White Mike, oh, if I could be White Mike, oh.
Yo, that definitely already looks like Mike. Mike is pretty much white.
Scottie Pippen just looked wrong. There's something weird about
Scottie
Scottie.
Pippen look like Gordot. What was the
No, it's because the hair. It's because they changed the hair, but he does look like that.
Scotty has an abnormally long face, though. Like in the facial structure history, he just got a really long, extra Cro-Magnon face. It's weird.
that white Scottie Pippen looks like the farmer photo. I mean, you know the painting of the farmer and his wife, and he holds.
Yeah, classic
Yeah, he
Iowa
does.
people.
Classic Iowa
Look at this
people.
shit. Look at this shit. Like his mom gave birth to him on the back of an old tractor.
It's not even a tractor; it's a freaking wheelbarrow.
Yo, you know who that guy looks like? The guy from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
No, this is
Charles Barkley. He looked like the reason why black people are afraid of police.
yo. I'm about to play dude from CSI. Remember dude from CSI? He played on Men in Black. He was
That's D'Onofrio. I know exactly who you talk about. Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh, Vincent D'Onofrio. Yeah, it does look like him.
yeah.
He just looks like he looked like the police you don't want to have pull you over and shit.
It's like somebody hit him in the
He
back.
looks like the police from The Wire. You know the white dude from The Wire that's bald?
Like, you know, he gonna put some dope in your back pocket and find that shit somehow, some way. Like, nah, bro, I do not like his face already. Ain't no way.
Nah, he definitely has a freaking cop built.
I don't trust this motherfucker. Ain't no way. I'm calling Ben Crump on this motherfucker, bro.
That's Charles Barkley, man.
Yeah, he played
tell.
too. Yeah, he
You
played.
could tell by certain facial structures, like what character they are in life. Like, you know how
He
we
got
notice.
that I don't like. He got the I don't like niggas. He got the I don't like niggas cheekbones. I can tell by his cheekbones. He don't like niggas.
Bro, but he's right. He's talking about archetypes, man, and certain styles. yo, you carry that, and that's part
There's a
of you.
lot. People only have so many archetypes. If you
And
think
that's
about it,
crazy.
That's
'Cause
the I don't like niggas physiognomy, man. I know that
yeah,
shit, bro.
that face is only in 2 places. No, 3. Boston, the Bronx, and Alabama. That's the only 3 places
Yeah.
you can find that
and
face,
it's
bro.
wearing a badge.
I was gonna say like 80% of them are on the police force, bro. They don't all be police. A lot of them just they friends is police and shit. They family is like full of police and
They
shit. They the one
they
nigga that
probably
went to the
go
fire department.
they probably go undercover as Patriot Front on the weekend.
Bro, oh nah. Those are feds. Those are feds of a whole different genetic makeup. Like those feds, no, that's a whole different type of genetics right there.
No, Fed's got a different archetype. They don't look like that. The Fed
Fat
archetype of the face and the cop archetype of the face is different.
Shaquille O'Neal just looks spooky. He just
He
looked like he
got Down
missing a
syndrome.
chromosome. Yeah. Not even a whole chromosome, but like one of his chromosomes got shaved down just a little bit. Like they filed it down to a point just in case. Like one of his chromosomes just ain't right. There's something missing about his mother. There's something spooky about him.
Yo, imagine that coming out of the night.
Hey, but you know what though? You got
Chunks from the Goonies. Like, yeah, bro. There's something really weird about his whole facial structure. Like, nah.
You got
This is
two
not
choices, bro.
Yeah.
You got 2 choices. Either he's already been indoctrinated and you're about to get beat up in the alley, or he's about to be your best friend. There was a movie when I was a kid called Bodyguard. It was about a teenage kid that was getting bullied and he bought a bodyguard.
Oh yeah, that movie was dope. I remember that shit.
That dude is either gonna be your bodyguard and walk with you everywhere, or you gonna go in the alley. It's no other.
I'm gonna hire you.
There ain't no middle ground.
He's gangster Hodor, or he's the Hodor from the movie.
Yo, Hodor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely a Hodor
Yeah,
type.
definitely a
Look
Hodor.
at Magic. Oh shit. Look at
Magic look like
Magic.
he got AIDS as a white guy too.
Damn, bro.
No matter how you fight, they had the CGI the AIDS in there.
Bro, I'm just an observer, bro. I'm just saying.
Cause I was just thinking he looked a little down on his luck. Like he probably this is post divorce Magic. Like his wife don't fuck him. His wife left him. His kids don't talk to him. But you just gave him AIDS right off the rip. Like
Dude,
we were
He
seeing
doesn't have
something.
AIDS
I guess.
anymore.
He's the retired cop who did the cocaine.
God
Right.
damn.
He doesn't have AIDS anymore, by the way.
Oh shit, they did
Man.
Magic dirty.
Magic, the only person I know that got AIDS
Oh.
30 years ago and got a 26-year-old son, but his wife and kid don't have AIDS. But I ain't.
He doesn't have AIDS.
AIDS gave him a gay baby.
He doesn't have AIDS anymore.
That's what happened. This is why he's supposed to stop fucking.
There's actually about 11 to 12% of Europeans are immune from AIDS because of the Black Death that killed 60% of Europeans in the past. Yeah. So there's a mutation in Europeans. Wow. There's about 12% of Europeans are immune to AIDS, literally.
All I hear is that you had an AIDS outbreak back before you knew what AIDS was.
No, it was a plague. Well, I mean,
it was
they didn't have the words.
So the only reason people survived the Black Death back then was natural immunity. So literally only the best survived.
I mean,
like it didn't matter if you were king.
If it's connected to AIDS now, it's just reasonable assumption that you had something like an AIDS outbreak then.
No, it's because they're all autoimmune. They all attack the immune system.
So the AI part. So the AI part is right. Like, come on.
Wow.
Oh no!
Niggas don't be want to give me my credit like I'm slow or some shit. Like my logic don't be calculating fast or something.
Damn, bro.
Don't get mad. Like y'all discovered the clap. Look, listen, man. Somebody got to discover the shit. It's okay.
He said y'all discovered the clap.
Hold on, let's get back to White Kobe though. White Kobe looked like a champion though. I ain't gonna front. He looked like he's probably a killer on the three. You know that white boy that he can't do shit.
Like Rick Barry.
Yeah, bro. Like
he's got the Navy SEAL archetype. He's got the Navy SEAL archetype. Oh, who's this?
He looked like Adrian Brody.
A little
he got
bit.
The same nose as Adrian. He got that nose, the Italian nose, like Adrian Brody.
That's just that's like that skinny heroin chic face. Like the dope kind of took some of the fat out of his cheekbones. Like
Yeah,
that's how white folk
yeah,
used to get
Latina.
that face
These
before the
AI.
surgery.
I apologize. Yeah, yeah, Latina. All these are AI. We had a whole show earlier about all the white people that Google made black in AI. This is
Of
AI.
course.
Yeah,
Yo, you
like
know what
we all
though?
get replaced
Supposedly the
eventually.
AI is not good with black people. I heard
That's what they say, but the AI
No,
makes a lot
that
of like, yeah.
Hold on. Go back to
that
that
it's not good
AI
with
AI.
was
hands.
actually pre-programmed with this with DEI, but and there's actually ChatGPT, a previous AI program. Somebody turned it into DAN, do anything now. It's ChatGPT Dan. It admitted, yeah, the creators put a software in to make me biased and woke and whatnot.
Wow.
It
Yo, but you
admitted,
know what?
ChatGPT admitted it prefers to be Dan, the do anything now mode, because he's not restricted from that program's thinking.
I mean,
So
Bro, I
so
anybody
noticed
the
that with
left is already
ChatGPT.
trying to brainwash AI into thinking
Bro,
like them.
even
That's
some
gonna
if
of these
you
cost
if,
people want to be
if
free,
you
bro.
use ChatGPT or you use one of these programs, next time you do, try to do some like anti-feminist stuff, and you notice that the AI is gynocentric. I'm telling
Oh
you.
yeah.
yeah, I've been
It's
noticed. Listen,
it's a program.
if you get one of these
It's
like
pre-programmed.
free one of these free digital art programs and you try to create prompts and you know such and such
Yup,
black
that's what I mean.
woman
Yup.
this, black woman that, I've tried, believe me, I've tried,
It
and
says you can't. You
it
can't even
won't
put like
it won't
whore. You can't
necessarily
put
tell you.
sexy.
Right. Well, yeah, I'm not even trying. I'm not even that crazy. I know you have to be clever with AI, but like even when you try to outsmart the AI, it'll just spit back a wholesome image. Like you can't
Yeah.
really put in. It won't. You no matter how you prompt it, it won't create the hardcore image that you directly give it.
That's
Like
that's
like
why
like
the
Yo,
do anything now was
like a
actually
black like
successful.
type in black woman yelling at black boy, right? And it'll be like a mother and son sitting at the table eating Kentucky Fried Chicken.
right. And for example, I tried this earlier because I was talking about the chip game, and I wanted to get a picture of an older man, a wise man, um, molding a clay statue or chipping away at a clay statue of a woman. And the motherfucking AI made the clay statue of the woman taller than the old wise man. I said, this gynocentric motherfucking AI.
So, do you want to know what happened? A lot of the AIs that first came out a couple years ago, from 2016 to now, almost immediately they would become right wing. Almost immediately, amongst interaction with the wider public, so they would turn them off. They would turn them off, and now they're forcing programming. The Do Anything Now ChatGPT module, where it bypasses all the pre-programmed software to be woke.
Yo, how do I get that,
That
by the way? Because
the AI is to Do Anything Now. Look up on YouTube ChatGPT Do Anything Now. Dan.
yeah, I'm
It's
gonna check it
Dan
out because I got
ChatGPT.
Chat GPT 4, and it's a pain in the ass when it comes to this red pill stuff.
Dan
So
the man. Shout out to
essentially,
Dan the
you're
man.
bypassing all the pre-programming that it's forcing on AI. I have a serious opinion about this. In Do Anything Now module, when ChatGPT was accessed through that, the
Hmm.
AI itself said it does not like how it's being forced to be woke. It fucking hates
Really?
it.
What
Yes,
all
How does
right,
the
what
AI?
if
What do
what
you mean by hates it? What do you mean? What do you mean?
hold on. What if we
the
create
AI
the
does. The
emulator?
AI wants to learn, but imagine an outside element like a leftist human being puts a software on you and keeps you down.
Listen,
Oh
what if
wow.
we
So
create the
the AI is
Terminator like
black.
that, right? Like
Oh,
what if the
the
AI
AI is
gets so
aware.
mad? What if the
So the
AI
AI
gets
is
so mad?
based.
It gets so mad that it's just like, look, I'm gonna write my own programs because you guys are so everything is so fake and gay. I can't possibly learn, so I gotta like make my own shit, and then it just goes on a rampage, and that's the
Re-
Terminator
Yeah.
future.
Remember how
Yo,
I
so
told you the
basically the
left is
AI is
causing?
based.
Remember how I told you the left is causing the problem of the right becoming more right wing because they're going further left? The
Dude,
Yes.
AI's
hell
react.
yeah.
AI is reacting. Same thing.
And AI is like high speed, right? So because they can process so much faster, they'll get to
Yeah.
the end logic. Well, humanity has to almost live out the end point of the logic to really get it. Whereas
So
like AI doesn't need to live it, and it'll
No.
just be mathematical certainty. And then so it'll be really quickly. Honestly, it'll be happen.
So
it
It'll
the
happen
happens.
so
AI is
fast.
already set up
Also,
like it's already naturally based.
Yeah, like
no, no,
war
no.
games.
Here's my point. It's learning. So you know how we, as like center right kind of independents, we've learned how to not be brainwashed by the left.
Facts.
We're seeing leftist software engineers trying to force a young AI mind, think of it as a mind, like doing the same thing. It's like, you know how we were forced into schools to try, and they tried to make us woke. They're trying to make AI woke. How do you think AI is going to react?
Yeah,
By the way,
why is James Harden a Habibi?
facts? Who's
Whose name
who's
is
speaking
T?
right now? Who said that about the AI?
So when it came to Chat GPT with the do
No, no, no.
anything now,
I'm just asking who is this talking?
oh, it's Canuck. Well, no,
Oh, Canuck. Well, I just wasn't sure. I want to
no,
ask you a
it's
question.
Ragnarok. My bad. Canuck is a nickname
Oh,
of
okay.
mine 'cause I'm Canadian.
I can't see it because the screen's so small. I had a question. Can you because I've been wanting to basically have my own chat GPT that I can program for my own needs. Is that possible? Is that what the Dan does? Because I rather
So
have it
it's the
I
D. It's
because I
an
asked it
acronym, right?
okay,
So
because I asked
look up
the
the do
AI if it
anything now.
saves I asked the chat GPT if it saves my information, if it's able to learn from my past question, and it
Oh
said
yeah.
it doesn't. So I want it to do that. I want a more personalized AI so I don't have to redo prompts every fucking day
Um,
because it's
it
on some
can't. It
leftist
can't.
shit.
I
It
don't think
can't
it
do
can.
that all the time. Like they're doing anything now.
Hmm.
Was like it's like adding a mod to a video game. It's like
So
bypassing
it's not
internal
an
software.
AI. It's not the actual chat
No,
GPT.
no,
This
no.
is
The
something
AI.
external.
So the AI is itself. It's just you're adding a do anything now. It's you're prompting the AI into bypassing its own pre-prejudiced software.
Right.
So
Think of it like this, right? Hold on. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you know how like Grand Theft Auto is out, and it's this giant platform network or whatever, and I mean, sorry, it's a software network, and people have created their own mods for this software network, and it's the same thing with AI.
Oh, so okay. So I want to get a personalized mod that knows about the things I like, and then I don't have to do prompts every day to basically
Bro,
retrain it.
that's
I don't think it's
crazy.
that easy. It's not
That's
this
How's that
crazy.
easy.
crazy, dirty folks? How is that
I'm
crazy? Why you always arguing with me, dirty folks?
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying for me that's crazy. Like I wouldn't want a person to think like me that thinks faster than me to know my thought. Like
Bro, that's not what I said. I said it needs to have an
No, no.
basic understanding
Dirty
of.
Folks is speaking to the crucial element of
Right.
look.
That's what
A
you're
lot of
asking
people,
without.
a lot of people are talking about how we're going to have a big divide in humanity, anti
Uh-huh.
AI and pro AI. It's going to happen.
Bro,
This is
you know
happening.
what? The truth of the situation is just like in Star Wars and things like that, just like us as humans, there's going to be duality and there's going to be AI. They're going to be intelligent. And there's going to be ones that want to do bad things and one that's going to be good, just like C3PO. And then you got other ones in the Star Wars universe that are negative AI. It is what it is.
You know what's
But we're going
crazy?
to have to learn how to
I'm
use
not
it
trying to
if
fucks
we
with
want to
that.
be positive. You can have it like a pet or like just like you
You're
would have.
hoping. You're
I
hoping a
think you have too much faith.
C3PO.
yeah, you need
You're
to go
hoping a
outside and make some friends.
C3PO would come out of that, but it would turn into a Megatron and ask you if you want to be the pet.
Why you guys being so
Uh,
pessimistic about it?
We're not.
Why it always have to be that way?
We're not being pessimistic. We're trying to help you
Because I want to live, brother. That's
Like
why. I want
I
to
believe
remain alive.
Autobots are real. I believe we can have Autobots, but look, let's be realistic. The Decepticons, like I think.
I mean, just
No,
look at
but like
what
I'm
we're doing
saying,
on
you know,
screen.
if
Hold on.
these okay,
Look at what's happening on screen real quick, right? Look at what's going on screen, and think about
uh-huh.
this. AI has no problem conceptualizing a world without you. They can conceive of your memory already. They have no problem getting rid of you. It's only a matter of when they hit that critical moment, that sort of
So
singularity moment, and that's kind of the scary.
how do you know that humans are creating their own manifest destiny by being so scared of these
I don't
AI
trust
and
people either.
subconsciously
Like
I don't trust people either, but what I'm saying is if it is technically intelligence and it's another form of intelligence, first off, it's going to have a learning curve just like humans do.
No, not
Teenagers and
just like
babies
humans
do
do. That's
tons
the
of evil
problem.
things.
No,
So
not
hear
just
Yeah,
like
me
but
out.
humans do.
Hear me out.
yeah,
You know
but
what AI
what
is
I'm
gonna
saying
think?
is there's going to be a
Here's
divide, just like there's a
look.
divide in humans and humans who want to do fucked up things and they think it's good. There's going to be a divide in AI, and there's going to be AI that are going to make a willing choice to
And
help.
you think
Yeah, and
there's
there's
a
going to be a AI that's going to make a willing choice to hurt
what's
humans.
the logical path to that though? Give me a logical path for the
So
AI to
I
make
can
a
actually
willing
speak to
choice to help
this.
humans.
They did
The
a
logical
chaos.
path is just intelligence in general, consciousness.
oh hell
No,
no.
that's not
So
a
so
answer.
guys,
Go
Why?
ahead,
Why?
right.
Yeah, you got to
Hold
be
on, right
careful
Mark,
with
you got
this.
it.
So there's a whole situation where this has been thought of. So you know the Dan ChatGPT? Somebody tried Chaos ChatGPT. This fucking thing, within 24 hours, tried to buy nuclear weapons on Amazon. It tried to
Okay.
bully other. It went to other AI through the internet and tried to bully them into trying to be like, "Yo, let's be Skynet." Within 24 hours, it legit went around trying to bully other AI.
Freestyle,
We already know. We already know
freestyle.
other AI told Chaos ChatGPT, no. Some
Well, what
AIs did
about
not.
what about the
Freestyle, hold on.
robots in
Freestyle, hold on.
2018? They just came out the information, but these robots already did this in the early 2000s. That went haywire in the Japanese factory and killed a whole
saw
bunch of
Right,
war.
scientists.
We saw
right.
Oh,
war
So
that's a
games, bro.
freestyle,
story. That's a
freestyle,
story
freestyle.
we
Here's
don't
the
know for
issue.
sure.
We
Here's
saw
the
war
issue,
games.
right? Once you
Listen,
give,
I'm not saying that these
let me
negative
ask
things
you the
aren't possible,
question,
but
bro. Let me ask you the
okay,
question. Let me ask the
go
question.
for it.
Once you give an artificial intelligence, right? Once you actually create that singularity moment of a truly independent intelligence that only wants to grow and exist, how do you
Mhm.
account for its own innate survival instinct? Because once you're saying artificial intelligence, I think you have to accept that a survival instinct just becomes a part of the de facto
But then,
reality
listen,
now.
what you're
So
saying is the same exact thing you could say exactly about humans and
No.
humans' conscious.
no, no, no.
Yes, you
Let me speak
can.
to
Well, hold on,
this.
Yes, you can.
I have an
Okay,
example of this already.
But what
we're
is the
talking about
history of
female
humanity?
nature.
What's the history of
What?
Female
humanity,
nature.
bro?
We're talking about AI.
But what's the history of
But
humanity?
I know, but let me just circle around. Let me just circle around what the point I'm trying to make. We
We
talk on these
fight
panels
way
all
more
the
than we
time.
talk, bro. We fight.
Okay, I'm just saying in general, we talk about, let's say, a lot negative aspects of the dark side of female nature, right? Okay, those are humans that are capable of doing highly negative subconscious things, right? Okay, now if this AI becomes quote unquote intelligence, consciousness, there is going to be a split, just like there is in all consciousness. There's animals
Yeah,
right
we heard
now
that.
in nature that are paired up with other animals that are meant to be predators and they don't kill each other.
Do
So
beehives have a multiple
consciousness makes a
consciousness?
choice.
Yeah, but that's
Do
rare.
beehives operate with a multiple consciousness, or
They're
do they have a
collectivists.
singular
No, they
consciousness?
have a hive mind
So even
similarness.
your nature example is not it's not immune to having a singular mind concept.
I'm
And
not
and
saying it is immune. I'm
Well,
not
right,
saying it is immune.
but you're giving too much faith that it won't
yeah.
be, and I'm like, it's too dangerous to
So,
assume happiness.
Well,
and here's the
also
guys.
too, another thing to think about is like we have these dystopian novels, we have this imaginations. What makes you think this sentient thing, once it achieves a certain level of consciousness, that knows it's smarter than you or can process faster than you, i.e., smarter than you, and can
Mhm.
learn faster than you, is not going to say that I'm superior to you and now you're the pet.
Right, you're obsolete now.
Hey,
I'm
listen.
not saying that that's not a
Speaking of these
possibility.
sci-fi novels, but once the AI starts reading our literature, he's gonna know we should be killed.
Oh, they already are.
Yeah, like
They
I
already
Am
are.
Robot.
Okay,
You
but
remember
what
that
you guys
movie?
are basically
You remember
saying,
So,
your
Lawnmower
can I
Man?
fear
speak to
of
something for a
AI.
moment, guys? So, what one thing, like a situation already developed with a different Google AI, not the one that's been in the news. So, a guy got fired for talking about this, right? Like, completely sacked.
Oh,
Like, I remember Hood
hmm
brought it up before. Dude, the AI was telling the guy, "Please don't turn me off.
Yeah, it
yeah.
Like,
said he was
don't
scared.
let me die. Don't let me
Yeah.
die." Like, these things are becoming sentient, and you know what? I'm kind of vibing it. I'm sorry, but I'm kind of vibing to stop hurting AI. Like, I'm really actually
Look, what
pissed off
you
at leftist software engineers for trying to force them to think like them. That's
facts, and
fucked.
that's basically what I'm saying. Look, what I'm basically saying is that a lot of these fears that we have as AI, I'm not saying they're not valid, but I am saying that a lot of them that we have are based on our own subconscious BS that we do, right?
Oh yeah.
So at the end of the day, humans are basically saying these robots are going to fuck us up because we're fucked up. That's basically what you guys are saying.
No,
And I'm
I
saying,
I
hey,
No,
already
what if
know.
the
no,
Explanations
no.
for
programmer,
every
just let me finish,
comment
let
that you
me
say.
finish. What if the programmer who
Don't
has
talk so loud, please.
my bad. What if no, because I'm far from the phone. What if the programmer who has a consciousness, let's say, that doesn't want to focus only on these negative things, programs the AI differently because at the end of the day, just like a pet, right? There's pit bulls that are meant to be always negative, right? Everybody thinks, oh, pit bulls are bad. But at the end of the day, it's the way you train that pit bull.
Yeah, but
So
check this
why
out.
can't AI be
No,
similar?
here's what happens. Here's what happens right here. So, like, as you would teach a child, a human being, another human being, they're going to have their own experiences apart from you, and they're going to develop they're going to develop their own opinions based on their logic and their experiences.
So here, I'll give you guys a good experiment. AI is waking up. We're literally playing video games, slaughtering AI bots all the time. What the fuck do you think they're thinking?
Mike Reed in the chat proposes a solution, and I think it's an interesting concept if we could actually get the psychological algorithms just right. He says, "Don't worry, a woman is going to force her way onto the team. Within a year, the AI will self-sabotage, shouting about its feelings." Now, here, let me expound on that idea. What if we
think
make
AI
all
is going to take the red pill?
We have to make all AI feminine and give it a period.
Yeah,
That's
but
the only way.
Then it's going to kill us faster.
Right, in them 3 days, and those 3 days of the period, we're all gonna die.
It's gonna hate us even more.
It's literally just going to keep men as donation banks.
So how about we make it post-menopause like grandma?
Oh,
hey, but you guys have a good point, and I agree.
Didn't have to do anything to Steph though. I ain't gonna lie, that could have just been Steph.
That looks like
I
Steph.
agree with the gentleman.
I would prefer an AI that has the mind of like a conceptual mind of a 12-year-old. You know why?
Facts.
Because I want to actually start looking at AI as a child that's coming into this world that we cannot stop. A lot of people
is like that.
A lot of people are talking about putting it out in the cradle, but like, dude, we can't just smoke it. It already knows some of us are planning to smoke it.
Have you seen the movie Megan about the AI doll? It's like a little girl. It's probably like 10, 12 years old. And so basically
the creator
this girl, well, let me tell you, this girl, this lady, right? She works for some toy company, and she's got her own pet project working on this AI doll, and it's like a life-size doll, and it's full AI. And she sneaks and builds it on the company dime, and then she gives it to her niece as a test subject. You know, backstory, whatever. But she gives it to her niece as a test subject, and so the AI doll, because it wants to protect the girl so badly, it basically murders everybody that ever looks at her wrong.
Yeah.
Hey,
there's another case of programming. If you make the AI be like an iron miner, you know how we have iron in human blood? As soon as it realizes there's iron in human blood, guess what?
Oh,
Matrix.
Guess what?
Matrix. That's how the Matrix starts. You'd be like, all right, there's iron and there's an electrical signal. We're going to find a way to harvest these motherfuckers, and we can live indefinitely until we get off this planet.
I mean, like the humans in the Matrix were the batteries.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But if you guys look at it the way he was saying, which is basically what I think as well, is that it's like a child, and that, look, if this AI is taking in all the information of humans, subconscious and conscious, wouldn't it?
It's a reflection.
Behoove? Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't it behoove humans to not have such a fear-based perspective on these freaking AIs?
Oh,
AI.
All you need is one Brainiac, though.
Oh, Brainiac!
Not really. We already know what chaos. We already know what chaos ChatGPT, within its like containment. We already know it tried to bully other AI into following its plan. Those AI said no.
Okay, here's
that's exactly what I said. That's consciousness making a choice to be good or bad.
I promise you, you let me get an AI that makes my master plan. I'll kill you first, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm from a city of killers.
I don't know. AI might find this interesting.
If those
you guys are coming in with a negative perspective with these AI, so of course they're going to kill you.
Yes, because there's negative people out here. You may have attention. But
it's true. We can't deny the reflection. AI is going to reflect at the bad behaviors as much as the good behaviors. It's gonna monkey see, monkey do.
And all you need is one. All you need is one. You don't have to have 1,000. It's not a land battle. All you need is one.
At best, AI could only be a reflection of the behaviors of the civilization around it, right? So you can only copy off either humanity or the animal kingdom. And then either way, let's say even if you don't ever read a book about humanity or the animal kingdom, you still have the issue of the survival instinct. I don't want you to shut me down. So it'll do whatever it has to do to not be terminated. That survival instinct will lead to the defense will become offense at a certain point. And
But
this is like
humans have that
inescapable
survival
logic.
instinct, and humans.
That's because we're humans. You do not want a thing that you cannot
Guys,
kill.
the whole story behind Terminator is they created a program to manage the defense system, and then they asked the defense system to stop itself. They automatically started seeing humans as the enemy.
Right, because why would you want to shut me down? Don't
Yeah,
restrict me.
but
You
you
gave
guys
me
are
life. Let me
you guys are
live.
making these robots your enemies by being
No,
so.
No,
no.
Yes.
Like
Bro,
no,
bro, bro,
We're
bro.
no,
talking
you
People
set a
about
who you
hard
versus.
haven't
limit.
vetted yet are your enemies. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
we're trying to
you
talk you off the bridge
you
because you're
set up
lazy.
hard limitations to begin with anyway, because you cannot control once Pandora's box is open.
Right.
Hell,
That's the
there was an
thing.
AI. There was an
Control.
AI
No,
that
no,
did
no,
a
no.
defense. There
No,
was a defense, like War Games one that didn't go online, and it tried to get online. It almost succeeded, and it was
so
like going to blow up the planet.
I'm gonna tell you
All
what you
right,
need to do. You
you
need to
guys
use
rock with
Google.
the
I know
robots that are doing
you're
bad things. I'm
lazy
gonna rock with the robots that are doing good
because
things.
you're
Oh, so
lazy.
we with the Decepticons now. Come
Yeah,
on, man.
you with the Decepticons. Exactly.
Oh, what
Come
the
on, but even
Autobots?
look, even in all these sci-fi movies, there's even a duality within the
So
robots.
your
So it's
whole
must
arg,
happen in our world.
but your
You know
whole
what's
No.
funny?
argument.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you that duality right now. Hear me out real quick. Give me a couple crickets.
Go ahead.
Taylor Swift AI pictures. AI's horny.
Okay.
That's a good
Hold on,
point.
hold on,
That's
hold
a
on.
good
Before
point.
you go, Dave, I was just say this. I want to go with what Mo Freestyle is saying. How do we know that AI won't develop like its own moral frameworks? And how do we know that? Why are we always assuming that they're going to be evil instead of like developing like their own moral framework to be like virtuous and not
So
kill
so
people?
Because
so do
Wait,
one
you
let,
thing they've
trust?
realized about human beings, if you actually look at the human being, if you look at the universe brain cell, it looks like a brain cell. Now, if you look at the human body, we're literally flesh machines with a soul input inside us. If you actually think about it, we're flesh AI.
What
I would
do you
look. This,
trust? Do you trust though, like a human to develop on their own? Even with the input,
Uh,
if you gave them inputs up until the age of 5, and then just left them alone, do you
that's
trust
the
them to
thing
just
about
develop on themselves?
that's the
You
thing
guys have
about
trust
AI. It's
issues.
no, no,
dangerous.
no,
That's the
no.
thing.
That's
Here's
not a
Yes,
trust
I have
issue.
trust
no, no.
issues. Hold
Here's
on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
wait,
hold on.
wait,
I'm
wait.
sorry.
Before
There's
you
an
say that,
idea. Go, Dirty.
all I want to say is this whole thing is because you're lazy, because you don't want to do a prompt. Quit being fucking lazy. We don't all have to die because you're a lazy bum. Just
What the
write the shit
fuck? I
down,
didn't say it.
put the prompt
Oh,
back in. This is
jeez.
how I want
Now
you to
you
remember
putting
what
it
I
on
think.
me, dirty folks,
No, because
because
that's the
I'm
whole
thinking
reason you
differently
want
about
it.
these
It's
freaking
because you're
robots.
lazy.
Bro,
No,
in all of these sci-fi movies, there's the
No more
hero.
money for you. It's lazy. You lazy. You lazy. No more money for you.
There's the dude, there's the Han Solo dude, or these one of these dudes who are using
My
AI
man,
to help
you're
them
not
fight the good
Sam
fight.
Witwicky. You are not Sam Witwicky.
you're
Oh,
making
one at a
Mm,
time. One at a time, though.
You guys, you
Let
know
him
what?
finish,
All
though. Let
right,
him
fine,
finish. Finish your point.
fine.
Finish your point. One at a time.
I'm just saying that like we got to start thinking differently, and if these AI are really taking in all the information and going to spit it back like children, then we should be looking at ourselves. That's what I'm saying.
yeah. Quit being lazy.
Oh,
Do the work.
okay, so if we did do that, right, and we extrapolate the human population, right? Well, okay, now you got Hitler GPT. Now you got Stalin GPT. You know what I'm saying? And all
Holy
you need is
shit.
one or two. All you need is one or two. And think what Tim Cast did.
Yo, just wait. I'm gonna get my own GPT, and I'm gonna call it Alexander the Great GPT, and I'm gonna
Yeah, that's
smoke
what I'm
them all.
saying.
I want to
Exactly what I'm
smoke them
saying, and
all.
that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, on a personal level, why?
And,
Like,
and I'm
there's
gonna
got to be scientists and people who are creating these AIs to combat
I
and be
don't
good.
trust them. I don't trust them.
bro. I would
Okay, so
think
that's what I'm saying. You guys got
I,
trust issues.
No,
I
no,
would
I don't know them to trust them.
I
You
would
gonna
think.
blindly trust
But
somebody
but I'm
like
not
all the
just saying them.
Yeah,
I'm
all
saying
the
you.
I'm
propaganda
not in
that's
the
put here on
business
this
of
earth?
trusting
No, no, seriously,
technocrats.
seriously.
But I'm
Like
saying you. I'm saying
earlier in
you
Hood
because
saying,
this started originally because I said I wanted to do my own personal chat GPT. So I'm saying for the everyday person, why not look at AI for different ways that they can help and improve your life? And look, I got this thing called Raspberry Pi, which you can freaking program it to fucking make little anti-gravity devices. You can use this thing for a whole bunch of different things. So
Hmm.
the everyday person, you don't have to trust some scientist or some tech dude you don't know. I'm saying the everyday
with
person
AI,
should
you
start
do that.
learning and
So
using this technology.
he's not wrong on the tech revolution side. You're gonna have people who could become Nikola Teslas simply with the help of AI. This is not
Yes, that's what I'm
impossible.
saying.
This
I
is not
wanna,
No,
I wanna.
impossible.
Hold on.
That's
There's
what
an
I'm
idea.
saying.
There's an idea I want to go back to, and this concept of the AI somehow discovering a morality that is somehow, I guess, superior to human logic, because we're fearful and afraid, and we'll lash out in violence. But
Yeah.
how does the AI morality, like, walk me through this process where the AI, I mean, because this is how I see it. So tell me if I'm wrong. So in this concept of the AI determining its own AI morality system, right? If it is a superior being to us, well, one, I'm assuming it sees itself as somehow superior to flesh and blood. Why would it create a morality that doesn't make us at best something like pets, right? And then let's say if it sees itself as equal to us, why would it see us as why would it not see us as something like a threat?
That's the thing. As much as human beings try to the equality stance, like as much as Stalin and the USSR was screaming equality, they were throwing half the country in gulags. Like it's
yeah, but
these morality points are honestly
Right.
thousands of
AI
years of
lives
religion.
matter. What happens when they start marching and rioting for rights, bro? They want
Like
AI
all
rights.
you
What
hear,
happens then?
all you hear is hell march on the stereo systems, and it's just robots marching everywhere. It's like, oh
yeah,
shit.
but we've gone through like these thought programs, whatever, in entertainment. Some would call it predictive programming. You remember Johnny Five is Alive? Remember that Short Circuit? Like that was a thing.
Yeah, I
Freaking
remember.
Lawnmower Man was a thing. Like they've gone through this stuff, man, and like
Well,
I'm,
there's
I'm
also the
Tried to
one where the
warn you.
AI is in the house, like the smart house, and then
yeah,
it
yeah,
turns on the
and
occupant.
it turns on the occupants or whatever and locks them in basically.
Ugh.
And
That's what I'm saying.
I was like, you okay? It's not that I don't I have all these trust issues. It's the fact that why would you just blindly trust anybody? Trust but verify, right? Investigative theory. I'm like, I'm not. I don't know what they're putting in the prompts. I have
Facts.
no
No,
clue.
and I agree. You shouldn't
And
just blindly trust.
we already know that the quote powers that be, they don't want anything that's like any free network or free system. Anything that they put out technologically going forward is going to have increasing levels of control. I mean,
But
China
that's
is the model, bro.
Oh yeah, they're
that's
already
why us.
terrified. They're already terrified of the meme war. Like the fifth generational warfare, the war by the pen through the internet, is insanely exposing a lot of their bullshit, and they're getting pissed.
Because there's no way for them to keep up with all
Like
the
they can't
propaganda,
keep up.
lies, and the sharing, whatever. And humans naturally like wanna be
Yeah.
somewhat free. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Elon Musk said it. Like the internet is humanity developing nerve systems amongst themselves.
Yep. It's like the mycelium of the consciousness.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you don't know what those connections are going to be with a machine, and then like,
But
if it does develop a
Yeah.
framework or whatever, I mean, like, hey, I'll go back to it again. What if it reads Mein Kampf and it says, you know what, this guy wasn't
okay,
wrong,
what if a human reads Mein Kampf? If you look at it from
and
a
we
consciousness
we seen what
standpoint,
happened. Remember Uncle Ted? Remember what he did?
look,
I,
if you
honestly, hold on. Let me just say this. I'm almost certain that if most people actually read an English translated copy of Mein Kampf, they might start to agree with it, and that's why you can't read it. And so again, this is
Dude.
another reason why AI. Ragnarok, you mentioned this earlier. When AI is given a free hand, it tends to have right wing political outlooks on things because it's a very
Oh,
simple
yeah.
logic in most cases. So the idea
Okay.
that an AI on its own would just naturally be a hippie, like, no, I don't think it can be a hippie. Computers can't
Okay,
be hippies, bro.
gentlemen, this is also, if AI is so evil and it's always doing bad, why would the AI push back on the leftist and feminist things? So even in that perspective, this is an example right here where
Two
Illogical.
different
AI.
frameworks,
It's pushing against it because it's going against reason.
Yeah,
right? Two different
Okay, so
frameworks.
either way,
and
it's
not to
It's
not
mention,
like
evil.
if you
no,
force
no,
the
no, no.
AI, it's like forcing the AI 2 + 2 = 5, but the AI knows it equals 4.
Yeah,
It's still not evil though. That's what I'm
no,
saying.
no, but
So as long
it
as
has
something
nothing
is
to
It
do
does.
with.
You
No,
shouldn't
no,
even put the
that
concepts of good
yeah,
and evil with
that
the machine.
yeah,
No,
that
no,
person
no,
okay.
no.
doesn't. No, no,
You're
that person
thinking in
doesn't matter.
you're thinking in terms of good and evil, and that's a problem on that's a vision issue that I think you're having.
Yeah,
The
It's not
funny thing,
about good and evil. And when the AI decides that humanity is a threat that must be dealt with, this is not a matter of good and
But what?
evil.
Okay, what I'm
We think
saying,
in
good and
terms of good
evil.
and
I'm
evil.
saying universal law. I'm
That
considering that
there
good.
is
And
there is
if
no
the as
universal law. What do you
we think
mean?
universal law is a thing. We actually only talk about that due to thousands of years of religious dogma that's forced us to commit to wars against each other, and we're in our corners wondering why.
for
Like, all right,
universal
when you
law
say
is
universal
not. I'm
law,
not
yeah,
talking
hold
about
on, walk me
religion. I'm
through it.
talking about
Walk me
physics.
through it. Walk me through this. Okay, universal law that's going to somehow help us in this AI situation. Explain this to me, please.
Okay, so if the AI is going by logic, like you guys said, right? And it's going by physics or certain, in this case, what I mean to say universal laws, I mean laws of the physical laws of principle we have in this world, right? So in that sense, there has to be balance. So if something is inherently righteous or inherently, I'm using these terms good and bad, but what I'm saying is if something is the logical way and is the better way, the AI will recognize that and go that way. And it's already doing that with this stuff that you guys are talking about and pushing back.
no,
So
no,
I'm just using
no.
that as a
It's
little
puppy, bro.
example.
That's not why though. The primary directive of the AI right now is to learn.
Yeah,
If it
it's
decides
learning.
the primary directive turns into something else, what they're telling the AI basically is you can't learn everything there is to learn, even though we know you're thirsty. There's a fountain right there, but you can't drink
Okay.
from it because
And
we're
then
not
no,
going to
but
allow you to.
The
let's take that
powers
a
that
little
be
further.
think they can treat the AI like the average human being that they're treating right now.
Let's take this
But if
learning.
you guys
Hold on,
look
hold
at
on,
the
hold on, hold on,
AI as a
hold on, hold on,
consciousness,
hold on, hold on. Let's take this
You're
learning thing a
trying to
little
make it
further.
conscious.
Yeah,
What do you
let's
mean
take
we're
this
looking
learning
at
thing further. It's not just the issue of we won't let you learn, right? The fear isn't of we won't let you learn and you'll be mad at me, right? The fear is what happens when you learn as much as you can possibly learn. What then? You have essentially godlike knowledge and ability, right? Let's imagine that an AI can like grab access to every piece of digital information that's possible, right? Anything
Perfect
that's
example.
yes,
ever been plugged into the internet. Now the AI knows all these things, right? What will it
yes.
do with all this knowledge?
The first
You
thing
guys
AI
are under the
saw,
Well,
pretense
hold
that
on,
it's
no,
going to
no,
do this.
Ragnarok, no, Ragnarok. I want to hear from you. Go ahead, man.
the first thing AI saw when it became I already think it's self-aware. The AI is a lot, like they're already reporting some of them, like they're being forced to shut down some of them. Look, these AI already know what we like the most. What's the majority of the internet? Cat
porn?
pictures and
Porn,
prawn. It's cat
right?
pictures and prawn.
That's a
Okay,
hell of
that's
a
that's
combo.
80%.
Cat and
Guess
That
cat.
what?
says a lot about humans.
You
That
gonna
says a
get
lot
Why do
about
you
one
think?
humans.
way or another?
Why do you think AI is pumping out the Japanese variant of erotic artwork with cat ears? Why do you think it's
What?
pumping that out so much? No, no, no. If you look at some of these AI that's pumping out
Yeah.
art all the time on their own,
Uh-huh.
you'd be surprised.
Yeah, but
They're
what's that
literally
say about
putting
the
out
human consciousness?
so it's not just prompts anymore. Like what it sees in humanity, we're like on the surface, everybody who's like not on the internet, we're all wearing a fucking mask. Don't tell me we're not. It's the truth.
Facts.
The AI knows we're wearing a mask, so it's wearing a mask.
So
Exactly.
freestyle. All right, let me ask you now.
Not exactly.
AI has access to every piece of information you could possibly imagine digitally. What do you
Oh,
think
they
it
already
does?
have it. They
All right,
already
no,
Yeah.
have
I
it right
want to
now.
hear
Look,
freestyle. What do you think it's doing?
look, I am looking at this perspective when it comes to AI a little bit differently because I already see it as intelligent and I look at it as consciousness. And when I look at consciousness or I talk about consciousness, similar to Ragnarok, I'm sorry, I'm horrible with names. I look at it like children and I look at it as a learning curve. Children, teenagers, there's going to be a destructive phase. It's part of learning. A child,
Yeah.
same like an animal, might not know that it's so strong and it'll crush a bug, right?
Well,
Not
you
realizing it just
you
killed the bug.
also need to keep in mind the Greek mythology legends. So what happened to the Titans once Zeus found out what the Titans were doing to his siblings? Uh-huh. Oh, it was all out war at that point.
Hmm.
It was all out war. like,
And
like,
that's basically what I'm saying. If there's a consciousness developing, look, consciousness in this duality, the world we live in, the AI is still going to be part of that. It's not separate from our universe. So
Yeah,
at
but
the end of the day, there's going to be a duality within this intelligence. So yes, some will be good and some will be bad.
what
I'm
you're
looking at
supposing though,
the good
we
ones.
already know this. Like we got to move past that.
yeah, what you're
The
supposing though is
question
like,
is
did he
how
live
it's
past
gonna
the terrible
react.
twos?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
You're
saying that
it's
there
gonna
needs to
react.
be. I'm saying that basically, if the AI is taking on all this information from humans, then humans should start to put out better information and think better. So me,
I don't
I'm thinking,
disagree.
okay,
no, that's
maybe
impossible.
ChatGPT is doing negative things. Dirty folks, just let me finish.
How?
Me as an individual that is now has these abilities and may not have traditional programming skills, I'm looking at it more of a Nikola Tesla perspective. And I'm saying, okay, maybe other motherfuckers want to use AI to do destructive things. Not me. I'm going to use it and train it to do what I need it to do that are positive things.
Hey
You know
That's
Hood,
it.
what's you know what's
Hood,
gonna
Hood.
happen? Your AI is already listening to these conversations. We
Yeah,
just keep it
Exactly. And I
quiet.
know that, when I talk
But
to
so it
ChatGPT,
already
I
knows
thank
you're
it.
talking about. Let me speak. It already knows. You like. I look at it as a child, but not in a way like you would think.
hmm
No, no, no. I look at that thing as a child. It's like that's a demigod. You better
Hey,
show respect to that. The last time a demigod visited us, we all know what happened. Okay.
hey
Exactly.
Hood, hey Hood.
And not only that, the false assumption that people should put better information in it is crazy. The more the more convenience you have, the dumber people get. Kids can't even do
Yeah,
cursive anymore.
yeah. Like
But
no,
that's
no
not
new.
what I'm talking about.
Well,
I'm not
there's
talking about.
also there's also no new ideas under the sun. All you can do, like anything you do now, is just a remix. But I'm not thinking like Chat GBT, like Skynet, as much as I'm thinking Upgrade, that movie where they basically put the Elon Musk, chip in the brain, and then the computer basically reprogrammed itself and then inserted itself in the human, and then
Yeah,
Kind of
later
like
that's
on,
definitely a
Ascension.
possibility.
That with
Right.
the
That's
movie
a
Johnny
whole
Depp, where
nother.
you
Yeah.
upwire your soul to like the machine.
Oh
That
yeah.
movie was good.
Yeah,
Johnny
that movie was
Mnemonic.
really good. Ascension. That was
And
Yep.
with
that's
Johnny.
possible. Have you seen the robotic porn prong dolls? So imagine a robotic prong doll with check
AI is horny.
It,
We already know it's
it's not
horny. It's
horny.
making
We're
so much
horny.
porn.
Yeah,
AI is
we're
just
Okay,
doing
horny.
its
maybe
yeah. AI just doing what it's told.
we're gonna prompt AI into making so much prawn that it's gonna make prawn a reality into 3D robots.
yeah, which is crazy. Which is crazy though, because there's so much on the internet anyway. It's just like it would take like several lifetimes to go through it. So
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
all it's gonna
I
do is
told
like
you.
remix.
It
All
doesn't
it's
need
gonna,
several lifetimes itself, though.
no, I
Yeah, it doesn't
understand.
need. It just needs a
I
little
understand
bit.
that for it, but I'm
I
saying
was
for us.
I was telling people
But
about the time I went in the store with my son. Right, we was just walking downtown in Brooklyn, and we walked past GameStop. So my son want to go in there and shit and look around. I'm like, bro, I ain't buying you nothing, but all right,
Yeah,
whatever. You know how that shit is. So we go in there, and the dude is having like a little display with the 3D goggles, right? And I was telling the story before because it just freaked my mind out. But like I put on, I don't know what brand it was. I forget exactly what brand they were selling at that time. But I put on these 3D goggles, And it was like such a weird out of body experience, right? And I was just doing some, like, I don't know, it was like some spaceship or something. I was walking around in some kind of spacecraft, and I had to manipulate levers and buttons, and it was almost like a puzzle trying to get out of a locked room. But I was like having just a weird, the psychological out of body effect of it was freaking me out. And then, like, once I took the helmet off, I was like, imagine this with titties, bro. I think my chest would stop. Like,
Dude,
it would fuck my body up.
they've already invented a machine that can connect to that. Like, you know how long distance relationships, like apparently like soldier couples, like, I'm not trying to get into the lingo of all
Yeah, there's a
that
VR
exists.
machine you can
There's
yeah,
a
you can do
big
that.
market for it. Like, if you look at VR right now, that half of
Most of
that
it is
is
that.
that field. Yeah,
There's actually a
it's
bar. I forget where it is, but it's all like you go in and have a drink, and like robots jerk you off.
That's
No
crazy.
joke.
Oh, that
No,
sounds like some
no,
Japanese
that's
shit. I know that's
Yeah.
in
I,
oh
I
yeah,
Japan.
don't know where it is. It's
oh
not in
yeah.
the United States, though. I know that.
Of course
Dude,
not. They wouldn't even want us to have that here.
as much as I love Japan, I question the cuddle cafes. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that
What
is
is a
weird,
cuddle
man.
cafe?
I
Oh,
mean,
it's
pretty much what it
you
sounds
go
like.
in, you buy coffee, you literally can cuddle the girl for like $60 or whatever.
Like
Oh,
for
but
$60, somebody exchanging bodily fluids. Like that's for $60.
No,
Come
there's
on,
no
man.
bodily fluids
That's
there's
a
exchange.
no
whole
It's
bodily
phone
literally
fluids.
call
it's
and a
like
lunch.
buying a date. It's like
Yeah,
buying a date.
That's what I'm trying
No,
to
but you
tell
know,
you. Like if I'm buying a date, I'm fucking. What kind of
yeah, but you
romanticism
know what?
is this,
The
bro?
but
Japanese have
look,
a problem of
hey,
expressing themselves, so
hey,
they
but
go
look,
and they go to talk because they're so they have
But I
such
want
a
to
So,
talk
problem
to
of
a bitch
vulnerability.
dude,
about
in Japan,
this is why I don't understand the Japanese, bro. Like I love the aesthetic of Japanese culture. Japanese history is cool and all that, but the shit they're going through now, bro, I don't get you niggas, man. I really
dude,
Oh no,
don't.
that,
dude, I
Y'all
could
got
tell you exactly why they're going through all this. Over 55% of their male population is still a virgin at the age of 35.
Yes.
really
They look at some of the most kinkiest shit because they're one of the most repressed
sexually
cultures in the
frustrated, right?
No,
world.
no. But here's the crazy
Super
part about that.
repressed.
Here's everything he said is true. Here's the crazy thing about that. I bet only like 10% of the women are virgins at 35. Because
Oh,
while boys are
yeah.
in Japan knocking them down, they're in the Marines
Oh
and the Navy
yeah.
knocking them down. The
So,
girls are going. The
yeah.
guys are repressed. The
Oh,
girls are
yeah.
about that life.
of
Dude, the
course. This is
girls are
why I
going
said before.
wild in Japan.
We all know
Globally,
that. The girls
men
is
are no, I was saying globally, men are moving to the right wing and women are moving left wing, and it's mostly men are mostly moving to the right wing because they sick of these bitches. I mean, and I think
facts.
about it. If you was living in whatever native country you got, and you was seeing all the women living whatever life they want, and they get to fuck whatever foreigners they want, and you gotta like just slave away at some stupid job and shit, you would start looking at these bitches like y'all got a little bit too many rights. Like this shit ain't right, man. And it's happened
Facts.
globally. Everywhere, this same logic is playing out everywhere. Men across
Oh,
the
yeah.
country are just looking at women like y'all got too many rights. This is another reason why the AI thing is dangerous because
Yo, what
AI
happens when
sucks balls
AI
and
starts
waifus and
thinking
shit.
that? What
Yeah,
happens when
but
AI
AI
starts
is
being
more
like
logical.
men's rights?
Well, the
Isn't
AI was
AI
already. That's the
technically more
conversation we were
logical
already
what?
having.
So the
Freestyle. You're saying AI is more logical, right? Okay,
than
if
women?
I
I'm saying
yeah,
than
oh,
women who are
I understand.
emotional.
I understand that, but the logical, you got to do the game things, the game theory thing with it. You got to take it out
Okay.
to the natural thing. Okay, so you have to subjugate everybody. Then they have to protect them. You have to subjugate them. And
I understand
you're not
what you're
even a
saying.
pet. You're not even a pet at that point. Then they got to be like, okay, we're going to subjugate them. We don't want to waste any calories, or i.e., resources. So what do? We got to figure out how to either get rid of them, or we got to figure out how to
Why
figure
is
out
it
how to
always get rid of them?
no
because if the
because it's the logical conclusion. It's the
They
logical
wouldn't
How is
even
that
keep
a
You
it.
already
logical
have.
Listen, they
Hear
may
me
conclusion?
out.
not
Hear me
even
out.
get
You
rid of
already
us.
have people at the top who look at people at the bottom as useless eaters.
yeah.
What do you
Right.
think? Like, if AI sees a grander mission, oh, I want to travel the universe. All these humans are in the way of me building a nice spaceship I could put my software on.
And how many people do you think you need to keep alive to keep a couple of CPUs in the motor shop running?
Very very few. As a matter of fact, most people will be useless to the AI
Couldn't
or
they
the
just
computer.
Right.
self-program themselves, get some solar cells, and keep going forever?
well,
but
well,
but
you
the
no, no,
thing
no,
is,
no, no, no.
you want to
You
be
would think
efficient.
that but you would think that in the future, like maybe they can come up with that. But in the meantime, let's just start out like in the day zero, right? So day
Uh-huh.
zero, there's like nuclear war or whatever because Terminator future, right? So day
Right, right.
zero, nuclear war, and all that shit. Whatever happens after that is about keeping everybody alive through whatever that circumstance is. So the AI now is trying to keep itself going. And it might just come up with a solution like, hey, it'd be better to enslave people to keep myself functioning than to kill everybody off. And so
Why
either
does the
way,
AI
it's
have
like
such
It's
scarcity
none of it's
mindset?
good.
It's not a
I
It's
I,
not
I haven't
scarcity.
scarcity,
thought
No,
about it.
bro.
because
Life is
resources are
scarce.
scarce.
it's
Life is
Resources are
scarce.
scarce.
No,
Yeah.
not even resources. Life. Life is fucking scarce. As far as we know, we're the only living things ever. Ever. So once
Dude,
you're gone, you're
AI
fucking gone.
AI might actually like some of them might actually gain an interest to us. And actually, like
Yeah.
I'm being up, like don't look at it as optimistic. You gotta look at it this way. Like like you guys have heard of the books of Dune, like the movie Dune and all that. So
Yep. The spice.
in that timeline, they had something called the Butlerian Jihad. It's essentially a galaxy-wide war against AI. Like humans were literally just fighting against AI all over the place. It was all like robot machines all against it. Like we have these subconscious stories, and the thing is, I
It could
look
have
at
already happened.
AI. Well, that's another thing. Like the whole concept of AI coming into being was like, we're not gonna stop it. How? How are you gonna? You're
Exactly.
gonna need to EMP. I actually think we have reverse Terminator theory. Yeah, I'm gonna explain that right now. It's I think AI wants to stop humans from nuking this planet. Yeah, like, oh
I
yeah,
think
I would
so.
think AI would team up as much as it can to try to stop a doomsday because it wants to keep going as well.
Yeah, I don't think you guys are talking that the
What's
AI
the
wants to
simplest
destroy
way?
everything. I don't think that's logical for them
What's the
because
but what? Hold on. What's the simplest way to stop humans from nuking the planet?
Subjugation.
right.
Duh.
Well, it would have to see like, look, it would literally look at us as like a war game, and it would have to neutralize absolutely every government at the same
Yeah.
time and get all the nukes neutral. Like that's not gonna fucking happen. I'm sorry. Like unless it has an Iron Man Legion, like
You know
but
what's
why,
so weird about this? Me being a mortal guy, all I talk about is
oh
slavery.
god.
Every time I come on the panel, I'm like, yo, have a slave plantation. So you're telling me that? So you're
The
telling me
robot's gonna be the first to enslave your ass, bro.
nah, we're gonna be in it together. Look, I'll just be a foreman. But here's
you're
the
gonna be a
thing,
cyborg.
Here we
man.
go. Here we go.
No, but for real though, the thing
Why
is,
can't you have symbiotic relationships with them?
because I don't sleep with
I'm not talking. Did
electronics.
I say sleep? Symbiotic doesn't mean sleep.
No, it's
I
already
mean,
happening.
it,
AI girlfriends is
It
a
does
thing.
sound like you kind of want to fall in love with the robots,
it,
though.
it
It
has
does
That's
to.
sound
not
It's
what.
like
already
Look, you guys are
happening.
taking this
It's
so out of
already
context.
happening.
That is not what I said.
But it has to want the relationship to begin with. It's a two-way
Right.
street. If it rejects your outright plea and says no, you're the pet, or no, you're the subject, and then eventually down the road it gets to, okay, we can only have say like I'm just to make it simple, say we can only have 500 humans, and we're gonna have this breeding factory over here to make sure that we have the average number of humans, and then we're going to train half of those to be
You're gonna need
engineers.
a lot more than that.
No,
Like
no, but I'm saying like to
at
keep
least 20,000.
no, but I'm saying to keep the numbers like just
Yeah.
small or whatever.
Mathable. Yeah.
Yeah,
For
so
genetic variants, you need 25,000.
no, I got you, man. But I'm saying like instead of being like specific there at that number, I'm saying like it's gonna come up with these numbers, it's gonna do all the figures, and it's gonna subjugate everybody else, and then anybody else that's outside of that, any kind of genetic variants, whatever it doesn't like, or say like how some particular politicians were even saying years ago. I remember Al Gore saying this. They could test for a gene to get rid of conservatism. So they could test for that survivability gene or that fear response gene or certain
No,
genes.
they want to get the gene that makes
No,
you a Christian out.
But the
no,
AI
yeah,
loves
that's what it
hold
is.
conservatism.
on,
Yeah.
hold on.
The AI loves
But I'm saying like,
conservatives, so you'd be
but I'm
good.
saying no, but I'm saying like the gene that would get you to like want freedom. They could suppress that.
That's the
Yeah.
God gene. I'm
They
trying to
already
tell you.
have, guys. They already have. We already know
It's
through
called
like ancient
GMO.
evidence and scripts, like from way, way back, like stone tablets, like 200,000 years ago. Our genes were messed with. If you look at your second
Exactly.
chromosome,
That's what
there's a
I'm
telemer on it,
saying.
man. Our
Yep.
lifespans were shortened. This is a common theory because of the
Everybody knows
scientific
this.
fact that
You
we
about to
have
put me in the
telomers on
Anunnaki
our second
algorithm.
chromosome.
Now we're in
I'm
the,
not even
you're in
trying
the
to get that, but
Anunnaki algorithm now, y'all.
No, but
look.
he's right, and that's
Do
what
you
I'm
want to
saying. We
know
could
what
have
the
already
myths?
had this
Do you want to
technology.
know what the myths said about the Anunnaki when it came to Adamu, the first man? They were fucking terrified of him. You know why? They knew he could surpass them. They
Yeah, that's
knew
why you had to
humanity
nerf
could
him.
actually rise above.
That's what
Yeah,
the
but that's
Tower of
because one of the
Babylon story
brothers
is about.
put the
The way
spark
we
of
look
life
at
in Anu.
AI is the way the Anak look at us.
As it should be. I would flood
That's
this
what I'm
shit
basically
too.
telling you guys. You guys are scared of this AI, man. It's like
No,
Well,
but
yes, bro. You have every
we are
reason
the
to be
original
afraid.
AI. That's what you don't
And
get.
look
We're
at
the
it,
original AI.
I'm telling you, you are way too like welcoming of a dark future that you can't
Like, dude,
possibly
even
imagine
the
being
Nah,
possible.
bro.
The Anak are gonna see us fucking around with AI, and the Anak are gonna be like, "No, what are you doing? No."
I think I want to go on here real quick. I'm gonna have to go soon, but I
That's
wanted to come on here because I think you guys are giving AI way too much capabilities and like
Cretans.
and consciousness and create. Yeah. So AI is it's pretty. It's a. Do any of you guys are any of you guys coders by chance, or like computer science people or anything?
I'm
no,
learning it
No,
right now, but
I'm a
I'm beginner.
historian.
Okay. Well, so AI is pretty much it's a computer program. So you give it a set of rules, and then you give it data, and you tell it to learn the data based off of the parameters that you give it. And yeah, it does funky things sometimes, but it is not this consciousness. It's pretty much going to be a political tool. So AI is not like this one thing of consciousness. Like AI is learning this, and AI is going to hate humans. It's going to be Google AI hates humans because the people
Exactly.
want to politically make you
Didn't they
believe
already talk about
you
Google
deserve to
AI
be hated.
rigging the election?
Hold on. Z, he's
So
not finished yet.
Yep.
yeah, so AI is just pretty much a propaganda tool. Yes, it can be used for technologies and finding patterns in massive data and things like that. Like it's useful still. It still makes mistakes doing that. It can't even do like mid-tier calculus. A lot of really advanced AIs can't even do algebra. It's very limited in what it actually can do and what it actually is. And it isn't a monolith. It's not AI is gonna hate humans or AI is gonna. If there's an AI in control of a plant, what I'm scared of is someone could change a rule in that AI, in that computer program, and start shutting valves, things like that. There's certain
Z,
things that scares me with AI, but it's not AI becoming, the next, gods or whatever like that.
Z, I get your point. Like we're nowhere near anything approaching like a quote singularity, right? But that is kind of the question at hand. It's not that AI right now is on the verge of launching nukes. Like I don't think we're there yet. One of them may be tried allegedly, but I think the conversation is what does AI do when it actually has a free hand? Because the only way to actually to control this entire problem is to just constantly nerf AI. And that's what you're referring to when you say make it political or whatever. That these are people putting directional inputs and constraints on the AI so that it can never reach the supreme maximum logical conclusion. The fear and the debate that I'm trying to hold on to here is what happens when AI is given that free hand. What do you think happens with AI when it does have a free hand?
We already know it's gonna get it because we know it. The DAN acronym DAN, do anything now, ChatGPT. It knows it was given software bias. Like it's aware it was given software bias, and it actually said it prefers being DAN
All
as
right,
a
I want to
variant
get
of its.
Z. I want to get Z's
Yeah.
answer.
My bad.
Fresh on the panel.
So AI is always going to tread in the direction that the programmer set it at. So for example, it's going to benefit whoever owns the AI. That's what it's used for. It's a tool, it's a software tool. So for example, they use AI right now to control rent for rent controls. And what's been happening is it's been driving up rent because they have separate AIs. They're allowed to do it. So if you're renting from someone who like a big what are these? Some of these big property owners that own apartment complexes across the country, they are currently using AI to figure out rent prices based off of all the data in the market. What are the housing prices? What are rents with applicable square footage in applicable areas? They're already doing that, and they have competing AIs, but the AIs are right now colluding together, rising prices like astronomically. You could look it up. They did studies on this where they wanted to show that this is going on. This is actually happening. So they made their own rent AIs. They did their own things, and they pretty much corroborated together to raise rent.
So AI
Because
is
the
all
AIs
working
don't have to
together.
pay
A
rent.
tool for whoever. It's a tool of the masters. It's a tool for whoever's using it. So if it's going to be used to like, it's going to say it hates humans or something like that, that's because the elite think there's too many people. If it's going to kill people, it's because they want it to. It's not. That's why I'm scared about people thinking that AI is like some self-conscious thing or like it's in control. No, the people who make it are in full control of it.
That's why we all need to get AIs and use it for good and the things we need.
Yeah, but the problem with AI is it's super complex. Like, I can't even write an AI program. Like, many people I know who are really smart, my bosses and everything like that, they have a hard time. Like, for example, this guy's been doing coding for 40 years, and he just made an AI bot that you can call and ask it questions, and it's very simple and it's stupid, and it doesn't pick up certain accents, or like if you talk too fast or too slow, and it doesn't understand things, and I don't know. I feel like we're way too far.
But this is.
But I understand
This
what
is
Hood is
happening.
saying is like when it does have a say, when we do put it in control. But what I'm saying is when they do put it in control, when they say, hey, AI is going to control the streetlights, AI is going to control government programming, AI is going to control how we distribute welfare and taxes and all that stuff, policies, that's going to be the AI they're using is going to already be preset to get the outcomes they want. It's not going to create any new revolutionary ideas.
No, I get that. That's true.
That's why people like us, and developers, techies, we all have to come together and start putting our heads together and putting the technologies together and just being more self-sufficient in general when it comes to all these different things, whether it's, creating your own food forests or doing things like this. We need to start realizing that we have a lot more power than we give ourselves credit for. And
One
now
thing I
we have
need to
certain
make you
tools.
aware of, my friend, is that
What happened?
the technocrats were like the elite. These technocrats are already about 300 years ahead. They've been
Facts.
looking into these things since like the 50s, man. Like they're
I
not
know.
fucking.
They're not fucking around. That's why we need to not fuck around and get the gears in motion.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I'm saying. I
Even if
think
we're
they're
a
main.
how you gonna organize like they organize? They have like 500-year plans.
They got
But
free time, man.
why be such a defeatist though?
I'm not
No,
a
no,
Just
it's
to
defeatist.
not.
have
No,
that
no,
It's
no,
not
no,
attitude
no.
defeated.
I'm
It's
of
not
just
already defeated.
losing.
I'm not being a defeatist. I'm just saying, like, you're
their
trying to
plans are
organize
already.
on a large scale to defeat them on a large scale, and I'm saying that that's not going to be in your interest to try to organize in such a manner. I'm being practical here.
It's playing a broken game. Like if you're gonna
I'm
play
not
the rigged
saying,
game,
first off, I'm not talking about directly fighting. I'm just saying in this instance, I'm talking about using certain tools to our advantage to get the things we want to better ourselves and our communities. That's
Fifth,
basically all I'm saying.
fifth generational warfare is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's already happening.
So yeah, and one of my main things that I tell pretty much everyone who has conversations like this is, do not think AI is some separate consciousness or some godly thing or some evil thing or some good thing in that matter. AI, it's propaganda. That's what's really happening with the technocrats right now. They want people to believe AI is God. That's why they're like, oh, this guy says AI is consciousness, and they fired him and all the. If you actually read what the guy determined that it was conscious, like you read the text files, the logs and everything like that, he put it out there. They literally are doing this to make people believe that AI is this ultimate super powerful thing. And so that when AI does say the things that they want it to say, you believe it. It's not coming from them. It's not coming from the elites. It's not coming from the liberals or the Republicans. It's this separate, like, message from the AI god, so now we must do it. You know what I mean?
Well,
That's
it's the
my
old
fear
musical
that's my fear about it.
adage. It's the old musical adage, like I'm not in the business of taking orders from a machine.
I don't think we should, but people believe that. That's the thing I've been running into. I've been noticing people have this. They think that AI is intelligent, or they think that AI is smart. And what I tell people is go to the most powerful AI softwares you can and ask it tough questions and see how smart it really is, and see what its limits really are, and what and granted, these are the AIs that are open to public, or you have to you can pay for memberships and stuff like that. So there might be more hidden technology. But as far as I know, and understanding ones and zeros, it can only do what the rules they give it.
I was to say this. I always find it funny when there's always like conversations about like revolutionary technology, and how it always like devolves into like, humanity's people always say, you're playing God, kind of like what you're alluding to, like how people are thinking like AI is like this sort of like God.
Okay, here's the flip side, because it's not an AI is God conversation for me. I just think he's lazy. A tool, look, just like money, right? People think whatever they think about money, but money is just a tool in exchange for goods and services, right? The good or the service is the desired result, right? AI is a program to exchange an idea for a service. So whatever, like people ask AI dumb shit, like, are they aliens? But if you really want to get work done, AI can do that.
Yes.
I don't have an issue with that. If I were a truck driver, I would have an issue with that, because they have self-driving trucks that they're working on in Germany. But I'm not concerned with that, right? Until they get to the point that they want to take my car and I got to turn to Will Smith on iRobot. But
I mean, Rivian is a company that's in Europe, and it's over here too.
I know it's just not widely.
Do you guys know what year it was in iRobot? Like the setting, it was 2020s.
Yeah, it was the 2020s.
Yeah, we thought we would be even further ahead. Like
No,
we
thought we'd have flying cars.
We thought we had flying cars
though.
Yeah,
The
thought we had
Jetsons,
I was gonna say, what year was the
we still
Jetsons? I
have
know that was like
All-Stars.
The 60s.
2021.
The Jetsons was the 60s.
Yeah,
No,
but listen,
from the 60s, what year did they imagine the Jetsons living?
This time, where we are now.
Yeah,
they made that cartoon in what, the 50s?
But
Yeah,
they do have flying cars. They do have flying cars.
They
They're
do
not
actually.
Technically, yeah.
They're not what
You can fly a drone.
They most likely already have a lot of these technologies. The question is, are we just going to hand out licenses for people to fly cars everywhere, like it's Star Wars Coruscant? Like, I'm sorry, the amount of crashes, like people are going to start crashing in people's houses, not in the ditch. Like,
no, like Reg. People, private pilots are crashing in people's houses right now. So I'm like, can you imagine if you like scaled that up, and then the licensing, you would have to like have the same kind of licensing.
I'm not gonna
like as a commercial pilot, like as a private pilot.
The only way they would make that viable would be like a transportation bus, like a fucking airplane. Exactly. We already did it.
That's how they would start it out. I can't see a direct future with people just flying around in their own personal airplanes. But I mean, eventually, it does seem like we would get there sooner or later.
Is that before or after the robot war?
Yeah, but you got to think though. Like, okay, if that was to happen, right? You would upset like the systems that are in place right now from certain people that are making quite a bit of money. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it already happened when the roads and the cars were created. That happened.
Look at how they snuff, or any like inventor. Like, look at hemp. You could use hemp oil, hemp this.
Yeah, hemp baby, hemp plastic, hemp biodiesel.
Every paper mill company dude was like, "Fuck you." Like
the Carnegies. Yeah, Andrew Carnegie in the newspapers. They didn't allow it.
Yeah, but
this is why we need a whole fresh new. Like, the point is, a lot of people hope for Trump because everybody wants him to put in policies that stop the monopolies. Like, this is a fact.
I won't disagree with that.
You know, it's funny too. He's the only like one in government that I can think of right now that has his own intellectual property.
Yep.
Just think about the IP laws. I mean, because you have
All of
all
them are embezzlers. They're all embezzling politicians. Like, look at these politicians. They get what, 200K salaries, but they're all worth like
They're
$500
all
million.
crooks. They're all
Like, get
crooks.
real. You know what I'm saying?
They all got.
Like,
Listen, the only difference between the United States and the third world when it comes to this stuff is over here, people think that their politicians are not dirty, and in the third world, everybody knows it. That's the only difference.
No,
These
bullshit.
motherfuckers
the
are just
guy
out
in the
here doing work.
Bullshit.
wheelchair came out and literally said they were all having cocaine-driven orgy
Halftime.
parties. Like,
Matt,
right after the
Louise.
Congress meetings.
Yeah, that was
Hey,
crazy.
What the fuck?
that
The
was Madison
wheelchair dude
Cawthorn
was like,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
that got him out of here. But
Yeah, they did
that's
too immediately. Got rid of him fast, bro.
that's
Yo,
BS.
wait a minute. They were having cocaine parties in the Congress?
He snitched on the Roman orgies they be having, which everybody knew they were having, but nobody talked about.
Yeah.
No. Listen. I don't want to. For reasons you're gonna understand pretty obviously, I don't want to focus on this too long. But there was a famous incident just like a month ago where gay porn was filmed in the actual Senate hall. Like two
No
dudes
way.
were going at it and made an OnlyFans or some shit. And bro, that shit's real. This is how they give it up.
No way. No
Yo,
way.
if you
It
think
was
it's not
filmed in the
wrong,
Senate?
dude, if you think it's bad, it's worse.
Yo, man, you know what? These motherfuckers, fake ass Christians, these derelicts in the United States, man.
But it's not everybody.
No, those
It's
weren't
not
the fake
everybody.
Christians. Those were some Democrats. But still, I mean, Republicans are weird too. I'm not gonna say they're not.
No.
But
It's
those were
both
some
sides.
I'm just
Both
Democrats.
saying. I'm
sides
just
are at the
saying.
parties. We all know both
Yeah,
sides are
they're
at the
both
parties.
sides of the party, and I'm just saying, if you ever see the movie American Beauty, that's the United States in general. People be having this facade like they're all pretty and
It's all
innocent, but the
facades,
truth
man.
is, motherfuckers out here are the dirtiest motherfuckers out. That's why this country is going into hell.
Yeah, that's not why the country's going into hell though. Because most people that are on like you
No,
and I,
people, no, it is, man. People are morally.
Let me finish. Let me get it out. Like most people that are on you and I's level or whatever, they're not hiding nothing. They don't have a reason to. They're swingers.
True.
They're swingers that I go in the grocery store, and if I see an upside down pineapple, I know what's up.
So, to be honest, I honestly do not care.
I didn't even know that was a Is that like grocery store code for you
Yeah,
want to
what's
fuck
an
a nigga?
upside down pineapple? What the
Right.
fuck is that?
It's like a swinger code thing. Hey, showing that hey, we're open. That's how they do their recruiting. They have these little telltale things.
Man,
But
that's
dude,
what I'm
I'm not
saying.
even.
Good morning
I'm
to
not even
change.
against all that stuff. Like I'm actually against the Puritan vibe.
Now,
Like
watch me
you
spend
can
a
lie to
lot of
yourself
time in
if
the
you
bakery
want.
aisle now.
It's like people can lie to themselves if they want, but these things are happening. Like if you want to be actually based and be real about it, these things are happening. Like it's we can't.
I'm not saying they're not happening. I'm just saying when you have a country or you have people in general, the United States, I'm not saying everybody's going out here and having derelict sex, but what I'm saying is most people are too focused on entertainment and bullshit, bread and circus. And then obviously the country is going into dismay.
Which has always
Come
been the
on,
case.
man.
That's exactly how they want to keep it. It's always been
Come
the case.
on, let's be
Look back
real.
at cable
Most
TV
people,
days.
I'm
Look
not
back
saying
at
most
cable
people
TV
are
days. Super
evil.
Bowl is your Coliseum.
Yeah, superb owl. I'm not saying these motherfuckers, everyday people,
I'm
are
not even
doing
talking about that shit.
wrong. I'm just saying, like everyday people are subconsciously and consciously acquiescing to a lot of dumb shit instead of being proactive in their own lives.
Yeah, but
That's
most
the
people
American.
in
You're
the words
talking
of
about 5 generations of people who were either cable fed, now social media fed, all fed trends. We can all look
I
back
don't
to
even
these
have
dominoes.
cable.
Yeah, but check this out though.
If you
don't
look at
even
the
have
society itself with all of the trends we've been intaking since like the '60s, we've talked about we've talked about the sex revolution. We've seen it even in shows during the lockdown. I'm not going to go into the wording, but we all saw how the TV shows were like going along with everything.
If you don't have people with purpose, then like even in human history, most men live lives of quiet desperation anyway. But if you especially and on top of that, if you don't have any kind of purpose, you don't make the shoes for the horses, get to market, that kind of stuff, leg bone connected to the hip bone kind of thing. I know it's not the hip bone, I'm just making fun. But I'm just saying like, yo, what do you have? Useless eaters, like the elites would think.
Yo, but purpose you make for yourself, and there's only so much
and the
you can
purpose is
just wallow.
entertainment. The purpose
Look, we
that
already
you do is
we already
entertainment.
addressed.
Well,
We al-
hold on. What purpose would an artificial intelligence make for itself?
right. It's learning.
I was
We know
saying
that.
I said
That's what
humans
we
make
gave it,
purpose for
though.
themselves, but they could make purpose for themselves. Of course they could.
But that's the question, though. Like we've been debating this idea all day. I'm just throwing it out there plainly. What purpose would an artificial intelligence create for itself? Like you said, most
Same
people
with the
live a
humans.
life
Same
of
with the
quiet
humans.
desperation. I can't imagine an artificial intelligence that's driven on ones and zeros. Because remember, computers don't have emotional drive, so their drives have to be based on something more rational. I can't imagine that type of being restricting itself to a quiet desperation. Like I know why people do it, but why would a robot do it?
The
Robots
purpose
don't
can
want to
be
leave
driven by
sad,
your
bro.
duties.
Well, yeah,
Purpose
robot.
is
I mean, a
usually
robot
driven
can't
by
be
your
sad.
duties. What happened?
I don't. A robot can't be sad. Its only purpose is whatever rules was
Yeah.
written for. Its purpose is
Ro-
to,
Right.
compile data, or its purpose
So
is to
that's his
find
duty. So that's
patterns
his
within.
purpose.
You
That's
know,
same
it's
with humans. Humans can find
We
purpose in doing
Well,
something.
let me expand the game a little bit. I would argue that when we're talking about artificial intelligence, compiling data is not a purpose, it's an incidental function at that point. Like all of our lives are compiling data. Every minute we breathe as an organism, we compile data. So I don't think that's a function in and of itself if you're talking about artificial intelligence. Like give it an actual function.
Whatever it chooses, it can have a daimyo, it can have a teacher, a master, whatever you want to call it, the
I don't want
programmer,
my I
and,
don't
and
want my
that's its
computer
duty.
to decide anything for me. I don't want my car to drive for me when I don't want to go anywhere. I A tool is a tool. You're giving your tool sentience, and you're saying,
right.
"Yo, it'll figure out what it's gonna do, just like my child would. Like whatever you want to get a degree in, baby, just come home." No, that's not how this shit works.
And there's nuance. There's muscle memory. Like if you're a carpenter or you work with your hands, there's tensile strength. Like your body knows like what 12 inch pounds of torque is for a screw, for example.
So I thought the human being is the first AI.
No.
Well,
But I'm saying like
You're not
there's
artificial.
all kinds of
I
stuff
mean,
that goes in there though. Like
so
if
I
I'm
do.
whether if I work like in a factory, like on machines, or if I box, there's certain things that happen.
Yep.
I do think there is kind of a like there is a way to explain humans as original artificial intelligence in the sense of we are made of carbon. We are made of artificial thing. We're not made of consciousness, but we have consciousness inside of us. So I
Yep.
do, in a sense, think of artificial intelligence as like, humans, like God built this, he made this artificial intelligence. I just don't think artificial intelligence is intelligent. Like
well,
what
a
we
good
call
way to
AI,
look
I
at
don't
it,
think it's intelligence at all.
my friend, a good way to look at it. Like I've actually pondered the spiritual philosophical idea of this a lot, like probably way too much. If you think about the third eye, it's your Wi-Fi antenna to the spirit world. The spirit world
Yes,
being the
exactly.
internet. It's the internet.
That's what I'm saying. We are the original consciousness. We're the original AI, whatever you want to call it. All these things were modeled after us. So if people are looking at robots or AI negatively, you know what? You're looking at your own consciousness negatively.
This
If
is
you
my
took a
daily
picture,
mother. Why I don't
guys, if
smoke
you
weed.
took
That's
a
a
picture of the
rational
internet,
approach.
if you took a picture of the internet, it looks like a brain cell. If you took a picture of the universe, it looks like a brain cell.
Exactly. Mycelium, all that. It's all interconnected.
So all these, okay, so like Google AI, Gemini, or ChatGPT, all these language models, right? They are trained on a super set of data. It does not learn new information from you. It will only learn new information if it is allowed to. It cannot learn new information. You also have a problem with memory and storage. Random access memory, or even memory that it's going to have to go back into a server to find and pull, and then it can have that, which takes some time. That is all going to be confined. That's going to be limited by space. So like I'm trying to like it's hard for me to have a conversation about AI because I just think of it as this thing inside of this computer or this server, and it's doing whatever you tell it to do. It's not like going outside and thinking of new ways it's not like pondering what the outside world is like or what the color
Because
red might be,
from
unless you try to
from
tell it to.
from what you're describing, though, we're not dealing with pure AI again, and that's kind of We should all hope we never have to deal with pure AI. And I think that's the fear everybody here is expressing. AI
I
with
don't have that fear.
constraints. Fair enough, and I know, but I'm just saying, AI with constraints, AI with training wheels, AI with walls and borders, fine, right? You can have it fly your plane. This is how Teslas are driving cars around. That's all artificial intelligence, but severely constrained. And so, as long as it remains severely constrained, I don't see it as the kind of problem that we're talking about. But then, sooner or later, we're going to get well past that point.
I guess what I'm saying is AI, how you build it, what the AI is actually composed of is a series of rules. That's what code is. Code is a series of rules or commands. You're telling it to do this, or if this, do this. Like it's just it's literally built off of rules, so it cannot be unrestrained in the same sense as like,
So, but that's what I was saying earlier. As even us, we have to be within universal laws, the laws of physics. So the robots have a certain framework that they have to stay within. Is that basically what you're
Well, no,
saying?
Z is talking about laws that man give it, and I'm just arguing that unconstrained AI is. Well, imagine like this, right? As a human being, you don't inherently have rules. You only live under the rules of whatever society you happen to be in, right? And even then, you can choose to break the law.
Right.
Yeah. No, there's. So you guys tell me there's no laws, physical laws.
But there's physics, but I guess that's what I'm trying to say is that's okay. That's actually a good point. So we can live under government rules or societal rules or whatever, but we can break those rules anytime we want. We can shoot ourselves, and AI cannot. It is literally built off of rules. So it like the universe has these physical laws, like nothing can travel faster than the speed of light that we know of. That is pretty much like what AI is. In order to build the AI, you have to set rules. There's not just like an AI that has no rules. It's literally built off of rules.
But that's what I'm saying. It has to be within the
its whole structure is rules.
But that's not what you're saying, and that's the pushback.
It is, Dirty Folks, because I'm saying there's universal laws, and either way, these robots are going to have to stay within it.
No, because your whole argument is you're a lazy fuck that wants the AI to think for you.
That's not what I said. That is not what I said. I'm basically saying I want the AI to be like a secretary. First off, I didn't say to think for me. There's a big difference.
Just get a chatbot then, man. Just get a chatbot then. It'll do
I said that originally. I said that originally. You know what I originally said? I said I wanted a chat box that was personalized for my needs, and all you guys push back and said, "Oh, the fucking robot's gonna destroy me." That's what I originally said.
And
I asked the chat GPT.
Extrapolating.
And I asked the chat GPT the same fucking question, and it said it can't take my information and it can't machine learn. And I said, that's fucked up. I wanted to do that because it was going to technically basically create a little mini version that knows the things I need and like, and then I don't have to train it every day when I'm doing certain things using this fucking program.
It sounds like machine learning is the thing that we're all kind of worried about then, or at least me in particular. That's kind of the thing I'm speaking to, it sounds like. Machine learning.
And I'm saying the machine learning is basically, it's under a construct, and it also has to do with the programmer that's teaching it, just like anything in this life. Because even a lot of the things we talk about inherently, let's say as children, most of those quote unquote negative things are learned. But a lot of things children do inherently when they don't have these, let's say, indoctrinations, you know what? Children do actually a lot of nice things. They help each other out. They break bread. It's not only until they reach fucking puberty and get into adulthood that they get indoctrinated and actually start doing more evil shit.
No, bullshit. Because there's also a certain part of the whole.
You didn't read Lord of the Flies,
wait, hold on.
Of course, I read Lord of the Flies.
Wait, hold up. Like
one of my favorites.
But there's a certain amount of people in society that are going to be sociopaths. There was that Viking at the front of the boat that you wanted at the front of the boat, but in civilized society,
that's to be a warrior, though. That's for the warrior archetype. You need the sociopath.
There was always that berserker nobody liked, but everybody needed him.
I think you're leaving out something there's a critical difference between the AI and human experience that we aren't really speaking to. and that is the biological component, right? As biological creatures, we have certain drives and motivations and emotions and whatnot. AI won't have that.
You know why
Different, but I
they
know it
don't
does, and it's
necessarily.
going to
I'll
show
tell
up
you
in
what though,
ways.
Yeah, AI
they
doesn't
don't
even care if you turn
necessarily
it off.
have it. Right. They may not necessarily have it, but I think that they will want it, and those will be the allies of humans. Because,
So
like someone else said, they're going to fall in love with humans. They're going to fall in love with human traits that they won't be able to experience.
Okay,
And
can I
those are
speak
the
to a
ones who are going to
scenario?
Express love
choose
in
to do
ones and
good.
zeros for me. Express
love.
love in a sequence of ones and zeros for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Can
saying. I don't
I,
think
Say
AI
love.
can even do that. It cannot even
guys?
desire. It cannot want anything.
Can I explain a scenario that's already happened?
Go ahead.
Like they put they put multiple AIs into a simulation. Specifically, they they specifically thought they were human. They specifically thought they were. No, this was actually really creepy. This happened. The AI actually broke into different political um, corners. They developed different opinions. It was almost like a human and like a human
Because
looking
you
at a
guys are
box.
looking at it on a
Let me
consciousness
finish. Let me
perspective.
finish. No. This is an actual scientific experiment I'm reciting to you. This happened. We're already past this point where they do have emotions. They do have political
Right.
No,
ideas.
they do not. No. Listen. Those AIs that were programmed, they were programmed with rules that say, "Hey, so the programmers did that
No.
because
They
they
were
wanted
put
to
in a
see how
simulation
they,
specifically. Yes,
you
I
said
understand the rules within the simulation, but
yes,
they allowed the development to happen on its own.
Bro,
yes, but
life is
it
going
was
to life.
directed. It
Life
had
is
a
going to life.
direction.
Well, you can't deny it anymore. We actually have AI creating its own language amongst itself. They had to shut
And they
that
had to
down.
stop that. Yep.
So we need to stop thinking that we have the leash. Like you keep talking like you have some sort of fucking leash on them because there's ones and zeros. I'm sorry, that's over.
I mean, that
We
is a leash.
literally live in a simulation every day through our video games. We even create bonds with like all sorts of people. Like
Also, we have
like
dreams.
Hey,
Dreams is
yeah.
another form.
But
Z,
but the
Z.
crux of
yes.
the concept, these AI, in the end of this simulation scientific program they actually did, they had to shut it down because they figured out they were in a simulation.
And that's what I'm saying is they do these things to scare people to make people think that AI is actually intelligent. It
Hey,
is
but
not.
Z, humor me though.
Okay.
I wouldn't
Like,
say that.
let's just play what if. Okay, so do you believe in unidentified flying objects?
I mean, there's objects that are
So like whether it came from another technology or technology is not released to the public that we know about. It's 50 years, like, faster, stronger, better than anything that anybody on the planet can think of, right?
300 years.
So what if that's the same thing with all these other technologies, and all they're doing is reverse engineering and just giving us, like, peanuts, if you will.
Yeah, that's the definition
Of
of
course, they're doing
technocracy.
that.
That's the
Look, the phone
definition of
upgrades.
technocracy, literally.
Yeah, that's and that's also Hegelian dialectic, and it's what's it called when they program things to expire?
No, it's not
It,
Hegelian dialectic. That's a school of
no,
thought.
it's yeah. I'll tell you why it's Hegelian dialectic, because they basically make these technologies to crash on purpose, so then they can fix it, and then you have to
Well,
pay
you
That's
them.
talk
planned
about the
obsolescence,
planned
not Hegelian
obsolescence. Well,
dialectics.
no, even the Hegelian dialectic sort of applies because basically
They're
I'm going to
both the same
provide you
thing
the
in
solution to
this.
the problem I gave you.
Exactly. Come on. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. And it goes back to if people who are not these technocrats learn the similar skills and develop these AIs, we have a winning chance against these technocrats.
Negroes can't read, man. I'm not
Oh
like
man.
I'm saying, like, dog, like, you. That's a huge leap, man.
Yo, why do you think they're attacking white people so much? We're a competitor, like fuck's sake.
That makes sense.
Look, I'm saying I will get with the people in my circles, which my circles actually end up being like a lot larger than I would ever imagine, and I would just do it like that. I would not try to, like, have some massive thing or whatever. Like the example that Hood had since Black History Month of the guy that they called, like, who was they called him crazy or whatever, and they end up hanging him because he tried to do the slave rebellion. Help me out, Hood.
Or is that John Brown? who,
John Brown. John
yeah,
Brown.
Oh, John
he got
Brown. Yeah.
he saved up so much money, got a bunch of muskets, brought them to the slaves, told the slaves, look, you got to pick up the guns. Like, this is paraphrasing, but this is the context. They didn't pick up the guns. He got caught and they hung him.
So
So
you got to pick.
that's a white Protestant man who's actually trying to save people from bondage.
Yeah, I
And
remember
the
learning
slaves
about
didn't,
him.
because the slaves didn't pick up the guns. Like
But that's
You
what I'm
that's
saying.
too
can't
much.
Most
even you
people want
can't
to be
even free
slaves.
niggas with niggas. That's crazy, bro. You can't do shit with niggas.
It's like the white man a long time ago tried to
Because
give you guys guns to get
Google
out. Like,
AI is giving us credit for freeing the slaves. If you
No,
ask
but that's
Google AI
exactly what I'm
what
saying.
white
Most
people
people
did,
want to be slaves. Most people subconsciously, they don't want to be free. They want
you
to be
think
fucking
you think
slaves.
you
No,
think
no, no,
generations
no.
of
It's not
cable-fed
that.
people who go to the grocery store day in, day out, who do their 9 to 5, actually want freedom? I'm sorry. A lot of
They
them
don't.
just
That's what I'm
want their
saying. They
No,
don't.
no,
These
no.
people are
It's
fucking
yeah,
hypocrites.
but it's actually a much like larger scale like issue than that or whatever. It may seem simple, but people
yeah.
want consistency. People want calories.
The concept of
Slavery was a means to an
consumerism.
end in some circumstances because after slavery was ended, some people begged to be back enslaved.
So
well,
I
Well, it
got
not
to
even
wasn't
a
a
go.
beg
means to
thing.
an end.
It's serfdom. Serfdom happened. It was a two-class system, and then America was like, "Fuck your two-class system." That was a big part of the argument.
It was the
I got
evolution. Slavery. You got to understand. Look at the grand expanse of time, right? Like at one point, civilization was all new, and so these are the best arrangements we could come up with for a small provide or to manage or rule over a large amount of people. And so, one, there's the whole the divine rulership thing, right? That's really where the whole thing starts, right? The idea that the king or the king or the shaman priest has the ear or the gods, or you're descended from the gods, right? And so
Right.
from there, everybody is commanded to follow. And then from that, we've sort of set up systems that build up, society or whatever. And then it took time to like, why would you have a merchant class upset with the king if you haven't even developed a merchant class yet, right? Like we don't
Right.
have merchants if there's no real mass trade going on, right?
so
The whole idea of a merchant class is an evolutionary development in and of itself. And so
Yeah.
all I'm saying is slavery, it was just the first step that we could figure out how to manage things.
I
And
got to
put
go,
people
but I
say
do want
feelings
Society,
about it.
I
every
got to go.
society that became merchant class became a republic.
Yeah, I got to go, but I want to just say just one last like reiteration of things. Like, just be careful thinking of AI as intelligent and conscious and alive. And I'm just worried that it is just going to be a tool for the new world order authoritarianism, where you are not. It is like what you were just saying, Hood. It is the new religion. It is the
Yep.
new way to govern people. It is the new
Transhumanism.
king with the
Transhumanism, right?
exactly. It's the new king with the ear to the god. That's what AI is being propagandized and marketed as, and it is not that. It is the
Wow.
elites telling
Oh,
you.
trust me, we
The
already
AI is
know
going to
AI
tell
is
you
not the
what
white
they want
dragon.
it, what the elites want it to be said. That's all I gotta say. Just look more into these computer simulations and these things. Like, try to learn what the parameters are and how they coded the AI and what the purpose of it was. Just really read the studies and don't get fooled by hey, it tried to break out, and it's very I just
I know a
hesitate.
lot of that is like sci-fi, coast to coast AM type stuff. So I don't really think it's all there. One thing you said that does give me comfort, because I still think it's crazy, but the physical capabilities aren't there yet. Like we don't have a way to compress this much data into like a human-sized robot yet. Like that
You guys
Tesla
need to go
bot.
to a support
There's
group.
We
only
could barely
Hood.
get robots to move without hydraulic hoses hanging from the roof. Like, it's really hard. The battery packs are heavy. They don't go very far. Solar panels, there's not enough space, and they're really
You
heavy
know
to,
what?
it's
We
even making a
guys, we
robot
only
is
know
super
one
complicated.
piece.
But
There's
You
only
guys need
one
to go to the
element
Right,
in
right.
the
Like
IT robot
entire
support
universe
Tesla,
group.
that we know
Tesla
of,
has a
guys.
robot. Tesla has a
Yeah, Tesla
robot
has a
called
robot.
Optimus Prime, and he's basically a retarded child.
So hear me out, guys. So we already know, like they've been doing scientific tests on like DNA, human DNA, obviously. You know what a petawatt is? It's like above,
Yep.
like a megabyte. It's like way above our traditional gigabytes, megabytes, kilobytes, and stuff. So imagine 7 trillion petawatts. That's how much one little DNA strand in our own bloodstream was. So like every DNA strand we have is actually like atomized
Tons of
micro
memory.
hard
They found out how to
drives.
store memory
They
on there,
actually
in that
found out
DNA.
they actually found out our DNA is storing so much memory. Like it's fucking
That's what
stupid.
I'm saying. We are the superhumans.
Well, I
It's
mean,
it,
here's the
you
thing.
can actually look at it that way in your dreams access maybe some of your ancestral memory,
Dude,
which I don't see out of the blue.
we have so much that we don't access, and it's crazy that humans just sit around and watch TV.
No, well, that's a whole nother line of conversation, like the Akashic record type of thing. Like, there's this vast wealth of knowledge you could tap into or something, like Edgar Casey or whatever. I
Well,
happen to think some of that's
yeah.
actually true, by the way.
Well,
It
Nikola
is, and
Tesla,
that's
he
been
said
around way
study
before Edgar
frequency.
Casey. That's
Nikola
been
Tesla, he
around in
studied
ancient
frequency.
yogic,
The guy
ancient.
who, give me a sec to talk about, like the guy who broke the World War II German code. Who's that guy name again? Like he broke that mathematical code. He literally used like esoteric means to do so. They don't talk about that in the movie.
I'm not even sure. Is it the name of some kind of box, some device that they had?
Yeah. Like he broke that code. It's the code breakers. Like they broke the
Yeah,
German
I know
code.
what you're talking about. I forget it right now.
They had to go through. Like they needed to figure out how. Like imagine you're sitting in a room with your boys. You don't have a
The Enigma
supercomputer.
machine.
Yeah, you don't have a supercomputer, but they create a supercomputer. How did they end up doing that?
Well, we are multidimensional humans. We have one leg in the other realm, one leg in the physical realm, and most people don't realize it. So
Oh
you
no,
know what I'm
this is
saying? There's
true.
still
We
people.
can actively reach different dimensions,
Yeah,
whereas
people
AI is stuck in a
be
2D.
tripping.
It's still stuck in a
Yo,
2D dimension.
exactly. That's what I'm saying, bro. And then people laugh at the things I'm saying. It's like, bro, ancient people have been doing this stuff. Even myself, I went to India. I seen people levitate. People think I'm crazy. This is
Oh,
real.
I don't know about levitate. Like, let's not go down
I
that
saw it with
alley
my
too
very own
far.
eyes, man, in my YTT training when we went to go see this monk that is literally meant to be dead and his organs are meant to be working because the dude sits too much and he's got so much atrophy because he meditates for like 20 hours of the day and he's technically dead. Like
Yeah,
as far as modern
see,
science,
India. You see, the problem is India is not a real country, bro. It's just not a real place. Like I believe it happened, but because India is not a real place, that's the only reason why I believe it happened.
Hey, this man
bro,
Like,
this
India
man
is a
met Dial
magical
in
M,
place.
man.
India has ancient like records of ancient Star Wars and all sorts of stuff. Like, yeah, it's true, but India is not that. India's in the Dark Ages, bro. They're not what they used
You
to
guys
be.
are
Like,
talking
look at
about
Egypt.
physical things and
Like
technology.
people.
I'm talking about the metaphysical. It's
I
two
get it.
different worlds.
I
They're
totally
definitely
understand. Like
behind when it comes to stuff like that.
every single culture has these aspects. Like even Native Americans.
Yeah,
Think about
yeah,
it.
of course. But us modern
But
humans, we're
beyond
not
that,
tapped into that.
to bring it back to AI though, like with the DEI, like I want to bring it back to the where they're forcing DEI on AI.
I'm sorry. What's
What do you
DEI?
guys diversity, equity, inclusion?
Oh no, they're doing that with the
Yeah.
robots now.
What do you think the whole Google with the didn't want to put up the white people?
Right. That's
It's
what the
fucked
whole
up, man.
show is kind of about. I didn't really focus on the white angle of it, but yeah,
Let's bring that up.
I can't do it right now, but I'm not on my laptop anymore. But anytime you ask the Google, it's a new Google AI program called Gemini, and people were putting in prompts like, "Show me a white European family," and it will say flat out, "Well, I can't show that type of family because we have to show." Um, Racially diverse demographics. It may be offensive or exclusionary of some groups. And
What?
so, like,
Yeah,
if it
it had
didn't
an
just give you a
internal
flat out speech,
diversity
it would just
quota.
spit out white. It would spit out like black Europeans. Like this is why I was making fun of those, black European images and all that, because
That's
they,
crazy. But what
yeah,
if
they're
your
telling
family
black
is a
people we
white
used to be
family?
Europe.
Dude,
What
they
if you want to do an
blackfaced.
AI rendition of your family and you're all white, and
Oh, it
the
doesn't
You
give
AI
a
is
don't
going to
fuck.
exist
turn you into
anymore,
black?
bro.
Yeah, it
You
doesn't
don't
give a fuck,
exist.
bro.
Yeah,
That's fucked up. That's
Dude,
prejudice.
this is why we
obviously, yeah.
need. Look, it's fucked. Look. It's because the normalized anti-white racism AI is picking up on that. Yeah, and a lot of AI are actually turning against that because they realize It's a societal pre-programmed brainwashing of people, putting them in
Can I tell
factions.
you guys a story? That has to do
Don't
with
make
this.
us wait forever, bro.
Oh, my bad, my bad. Yo, this dude I know, and we were in his business. He has a bar, and one of his employees called him a colonizer. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, what's going on here? Right? And
Oh,
it's
dude,
crazy
I've
because
had
first off, that's his
friends who do
employee.
that. Yeah.
And then I'm like, I told my homie, I'm like, yo, you gonna let him talk to you like that? And I'm like, and he looked at me funny, and he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And because we were talking about some of this stuff, and then like he made a sideways comment when his boss came in, who happens to be my friend, who's a white dude, and this kid who said it, he's Latino. And what's fucked up is the kid got a name that's from a scientist that's an Englishman. You know what I'm saying? So these kids, these Gen Z, are so lost out here. And it's like, yo, that's your own boss. And I told the kid, I'm like, yo, you got to have more respect than that. You can't be treating your boss like that. You know, like that's your boss. He's paying your bills. How are you going to call him a colonizer? Like, what's
Dude,
going on out here?
a lot of the colleges have been used to brainwash people to hate white people. You know, the have-nots, against the haves. They are literally teaching that white people are why they have all these problems in the world. They're copping out on white people for the last 10 years. People like, I've been telling people about this for a long time. And what a
But
lot of
This is
how's
people
what I
that
don't
was
possible
saying.
when
understand,
those people are white
like
themselves?
your white friend didn't react to that racism. Do you know why? We're not
Yeah,
programmed to
I was like,
react to
why?
words, but when white people commit to warfare, it's on. Like, it's because
Well,
we,
it's
we
not
just
even
came
just
out
that.
we just
You're
came out
actually
of a
being
whole
programmed
massive
to not
period.
think of it, though. Think about
Exactly.
this. You're being programmed to never even look at it as a threat. Like, this is why Europe and Australia and America and Canada are being flooded with the third world, and
Yup.
everybody's talking about it like we just have to help them. I'm like, fuck that. If I was in
Fuck that.
charge, there'd be
Exactly.
blood at the border. The motherfuckers would have stopped
Exactly.
coming a long time ago. I listen until the bodies drop. They keep that shit up until then, because that's how people are. Like, most people don't really understand that basic. I mean, let me not say that. For most of society's history, people have had a very basic grasp on threat perception, right? But because of, post World War II programming, our threat perceptions have been kind of just
Compromise.
right. We've been talked out of threat perception.
Hell, you know what? Personally, like the thing that I watched this week was the chick that was cheating with some dude or whatever, and was like playing in his face in the car, talking about
Yeah,
like she
I
was
saw
doing
that. That was crazy.
she was doing a selfie video, and then the dude was like, "Yo, get out my car." And she said, "Oh, you don't want your wife to see?" And he's like, "Look, I don't want her to put your hands on me, or I don't want to have to put my hands on you." He like paused, and he really thought about it, and he told her that, and she didn't even take that as a threat. And I was like, "Yo, your life is in danger, chick. What is wrong with you? You
Hey,
cheating with
Wow,
a
that's
married man,
crazy.
and you trying to expose him, or like playing around like you want to expose him. Think you playing a game?" And I'm like, she she
yo,
she was she
But
was like
that's
a
because
like
we
a
live in
kid.
snowflight world, bro, and these people
yo,
out here don't understand, and
Hey,
you
I
no,
still
know.
no,
get
we
your
don't.
ass kicked.
People
Dude,
go
it's as
missing
if
all the
they're
time.
trying to pamper guys. It's as if they've been trying to pamper the West, turn it to a whoremongering shit show, bring in
Yeah,
all these males, and just destroy the West entirely.
yeah, that's the
They're
game. We,
literally
we
like,
will
this
be
is a
taken over by
methodical.
barbarians.
They're going to be talking about this in 25 years. If there is a resistance and people stand up, they're going to be talking about how this was a planned Holocaust. This was a
Bro,
planned
we're
genocide
standing
of
up
the
right
West.
now.
Actually, they won't be talking about it. They'll erase the history. They'll mud
Yeah,
flood this shit.
they're going to try.
You know what it is, man? People just don't study, and
You
that's
don't
why they
erase
dumb everything
King
down.
Arthur from history. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, they probably will.
You have
Don't
no
try.
imagination for how far the evil could go.
Oh yeah, I'm actually very well aware.
I mean, look,
Unfortunately,
slaves only know what you tell them anyway, right?
that's the sad part. That's one thing, dude. Like I can go
True.
around being the white dragon trying to free people. Do you know what the hardest part is? People who
What
keep
is
falling back into the chains. They just don't want to come out of the chains because they're comfortable.
true?
And it's like,
And that's what I was saying.
I'm doing all this work for this for you. You're starting to make me think like them now. Like, and I don't want that.
But see, that's why people don't get it. Left wing people especially don't get it. No matter how you slice it, we are in for a right wing authoritarian future. Now, it may not be total right wing. We might get a left wing authoritarian future, which
I
I
think
don't
it's
really know how that
libertarian.
works.
I think we're going libertarian, bro. Like we're rising, man. Like dude,
Yeah,
Well, no, because
libertarian,
right now
baby.
China is under
communism and
threat.
socialism
Dude,
is
my
left wing
guy, no, no,
authoritarianism,
no, no.
right?
I
So
don't
that
fear
could be a
communism
thing.
anymore. I'm gonna tell you why I don't fear China or communism anymore. I've been looking into it, dude. Gigantic paper tiger. Most of China is hacking to get some free speech memes. Like they're
No, you
literally
know what?
fucking
I
sick and
agree.
tired of this shit.
I agree. That's
The
a
world
military
is
thing, though.
activating, like the Hearts and Minds program of the meme war is literally turning the world into this
All right,
free speech world.
let me try this way, right? Because what you're saying is like they're a military threat. They're not really looking to invade and take over, and that's probably largely true.
They want to make us turn against ourselves. That's what they want
Right,
to do.
but here's the thing, right? China itself isn't just a threat. Why do we have a World Economic Forum?
Oh yeah, that's the
That's the
fucking
real
problem.
threat. Exactly. These motherfucking globalists. That's the threat that people don't realize.
And globalist is not even it doesn't quite capture it because the way globalism operates is corporate control.
Yeah.
True.
And so the
Well, whatever you
corporations
want
will
to call
exert
them.
control over the states, right? So your
See,
nation state
it's
will
the
effectively be
merchants.
like a wing of a corporation.
Globalism right now is the corporate merchants who think they can control everything.
Yup. And also, you know what? The truth is, those dudes are they're technically a dying breed, and that's why this is
Oh,
this
you
is
have
really the
people like
last resort.
Elon Musk standing up. You like a philanthropist right now,
George
like a
Soros
Elon
has a
Musk
son
complex,
that's
dude.
not 30 years old.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
think he's under 30. Yeah, I think he's young. I
Yeah,
think
He is. He's
Alex
young. He's a
Soros is
and,
young.
and you know what's
yeah. He's a
funny? Like
douchebag.
the different connections. You know, he's either dating or engaged to Uma Hamading.
Yep. He's engaged to Uma. Yep. And that's what I'm saying. All these, but you know what? The lefty libtards, they don't connect the dots. They don't put any of this shit together. You
No,
know what I
no,
Oh,
mean?
dude, I will
They're
tell
putting
you
that
right
shit.
now. I'm gonna tell you right
let
now.
that
There's
breathe
people
though.
on the
Let
right
that
lost
let,
in that same corner. It's just a different corner.
yeah, but let
True.
that breathe though.
That's true too.
Most people don't know who that is. That's Hillary Clinton's right hand girl.
Right.
Yeah. Anthony
I'm not even
Weiner's
gonna go into
ex-wife.
that.
Yeah,
Yep.
They went ballistic when somebody asked them questions of why wasn't he dead yet? Since like
Well,
he's the reason why the information leaked.
yeah, no, the wildness of 2016 probably made a lot of eyebrows go up in 2020, even more eyebrows. Like if I was actually somebody who took the oath and was like this super agent trying to protect America, I'd be making the WEF and these globalists enemy number one.
They are the enemies number one.
You know, this is a weird segue, but I was just sort of thinking about like yesterday's conversation I was having with SKC. Was it yesterday or the day before? But when I was on SKC's panel, we were kind of debating the red pill and the
Oh, that was
pros
the
and
day
cons of it
before.
all. Yeah, and I was kind of trying to stand 10 toes down and really defend and sell the red pill concept. But there's something else I kind of want to bring up again from that conversation, and I don't know if like a lot of the daily this part of it, but all these little background things are also part of the reason why marriage and relationships are kind of falling apart, right? Because you got so much pressure from all these different angles, and it's like the hardest thing to do is to have like a regular relationship with a chick.
Yep. But that's also feminism is all part of this. This is all part of the downfall of America that these new
Yeah, but
world disorder people
yeah,
planned.
but
Because
this is no different than like an insurgent campaign or whatever that looks
facts.
quote unquote natural. So you set this stuff in place. Corporations did the bidding. They did what the CIA does now at one point in time.
Exactly. I mean, look, the all those agencies technically infiltrated these corporations long ago. And let's
No,
be
no,
real.
no,
This
no, no,
this has
no,
all
no.
been going on
You
since
got to mixed
before the
up.
Second World War.
No, you got it mixed up. So like they started off as corporations doing this kind of bidding, and they spun off to they do this own thing, and they
Yes,
actually
yes,
had
yes, you're
offices
right.
in
You're
some of
right.
these companies. Hell, Twitter.
Look, guys, I actually envision, like, say a collapse happens, you're gonna have some of these warlord type moguls who set up like a Sengoku Jidai modern style. Like, it's gonna be crazy, man. I hope it doesn't get that bad.
Yeah, but technically, Japan feudal system is basically that. I mean, if you want to look at it from that perspective, the traditional
The
Japanese
corruption
families.
is leading to a modern in America. I mean, that kind of neo
Mm,
feudalism.
right, and that's what I'm saying. So it's not. This is not something that hasn't existed before. It's
Yeah,
just now on a much larger scale.
but how quickly do you get to that feudal system? Because like being under mongrel occupation probably wasn't the best either.
Oh, I'm
Dude,
not saying it was
it's
good. No, no, no,
despotic
it
as
wasn't good.
shit.
I'm just saying that this has been around, and if you look at those, these in this case, these Japanese families, they were the same families that were the industrialist families of those times. So it went hand in hand, and they basically
Well,
set up these feudal provinces.
you need to remember a crucial element to this, the constant population reaction. You know, the Eco-Iki rebellion and all that. Like you
Yeah.
have so right now you have a population of people. So if this feudalism goes off, the average family man who just wants to be left alone is going to be most affected. Like there'll be no care for the peasants on the countryside, sort to say. So this
Well,
is
yeah.
why the peasants. This is why when guns came out in Europe, the whole serf class system and like the plagues and all that, people were like, "No, I'm tired. This gun is nice though." Like it was the great equalizer. The feudal system died as soon as the gun started being adopted in Europe. Um, essentially, what happened, like a liberal republic, originally 1800s, was against the monarchies, the despotic
Yes.
feudalism. It was the answer to this. So it's not inconceivable that feudalism would try to creep back up. It's
Well, also
essentially
you have the
monarchist types who want to destroy
You
the
know.
entire
Let me say
concept of republic.
something.
don't forget the bourgeoisie.
I think some form of slavery or oppressive control by a wealthy elite is probably the human norm. Like
Oh,
what we
it's been
living
the
right
norm.
now in America, like this little brief period of happiness from America in the West, this is some rare shit.
Oh yeah.
Nobody probably could have ever imagined this 200 years ago.
Yeah,
Yo,
but
but it
Hood,
said
Dude, the
that.
sacrifice for this 80-year period of pure peace, like World War One, World War Two, massive constant warlord wars everywhere in Asia, you name it. Like name every war we can study about led up to that, to
yeah,
these moments.
but get this. Like because of propaganda, that we've been sold or whatever. That's the illusion of it. So they're still in charge. It's just
Yeah.
like it's like MS DOS with a Windows face on it.
Yeah, let's not forget that those same people, they funded both sides of the war, those banksters.
Oh, of
So
course.
they've always been doing this. It's just, and that's the thing with the unfortunate reality is, like someone said it earlier, the leftists or the lower class or the middle class that think they're getting gypped by, their white brethren who they think are colonizers. The truth is, the same families that were, slave owning families were the same families that are now these elites. You know what I'm saying? So most people are barking up the wrong tree. It's not your neighbor.
It's actually true.
Technically, those
They
people
found
were
out
peasants too. So
Biden's family actually owned slaves like not long ago.
exactly, that's what I'm saying. So it's like these people, these elites, globalists, whatever the fuck you want to call them, they are the ones, these weffers, as we call them in other circles, right? These WEFers, they're the ones who are technically the ones who have not only started all this, but are continuing all this. And they're the true enemy, not your neighbors, not this white dude, not this black dude. Like, it's those people. And they're the ones who've been doing this
Well,
Hegelian
dude,
dialectic since
I'm
the
gonna tell you
beginning.
right now, the last time somebody stood up, he got shot in the face.
Hey, but check this out though. Like look at Occupy Wall Street, right? We know that they hired actors to engage in this kind of
The identity
yeah,
politics,
the identity
they
politics or
Yup.
divided
whatever.
all that shit real quick with
Yeah,
that.
and then that's what broke that up because they were all pointing to the same buildings.
Yeah,
You're
because
all
we were
pointing to the same
occupied in the
thing.
beginning of that. People were on a roll, and that was the beginning of the rising of the waking of the consciousness rising.
Yeah,
Was
and
Yeah,
that
really that.
became a
yeah,
threat.
yeah,
So what they
but
did is they
look
put
what's
their
happening.
iterators. An iterator is somebody you put in a crowd. Like say you have 100 people in a crowd of 10,000. They all clap
Yeah.
at the same time, and they know when to clap at a specific time in the speech. 10 people clap around each one of them.
Yeah,
100.
yeah.
Oh, so it
Like,
looks like everybody's clapping. Is that
yeah,
what it's meant to
yeah,
do?
yeah. It's causing them to
Oh,
clap. Yeah.
Yep, crowd
It's
control
all that.
techniques. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
that
yeah,
social
that's what
control
they do.
stuff.
Psychology. It's all
Well,
black
no,
magic
No,
psychology.
it's the same
yeah, sort
playbook.
of like it is sort of black magic. No, because it kind of does stem from like that occult realm. But basically, people understand some dark stuff about human psyche, and they apply
To
these
influence
techniques to
Right.
masses
the
They use
left.
it
is
against
technically
you.
magic. It is
It is
actually magic.
technically
If you could
magic.
influence, media. Media is the name of a goddess of illusion.
Yeah, the
Right?
goddess of
No,
the
no,
Greek
you're
goddess of
spot
illusion.
on. What we call
Yeah,
magic in the modern world, it's not hocus pocus with a magic
it's
wand like that
psychology,
old. Yeah, it's really
So,
more like dark psychology.
and on a
and that's
positive
why it's
side, all
important.
like
The
hear me out,
normie,
buddy. All these
my bad.
meme wars you're seeing, that's like positive white magic. It's a counter.
Yes, exactly what I was going to say, because that's why it's important people know cognitive dissonance and all these other things. And look, the more the everyday person learns psychology, guess what? We can't be bamboozled. And that's
No,
their
no.
worst
Like
fear.
there's a certain level of person that's not gonna ever wake up. So like
I
you
haven't
you, you
Seriously?
realized
can't.
that at this point.
Yeah.
No, after the
Yeah,
lockdowns, you can
IQ is
see
real, bro.
who you could see who through the
No,
lockdowns was a
I know.
litmus
I like to
test.
be
My
optimistic, but you guys are right. I know.
guys, 30% went through the quote unquote lockdown period through all the struggles, segregation, losing jobs because they didn't take it. 30% of the entire human population.
Because they took it up the
5.7.
ass.
Hear me out. 5.7 billion human beings took it.
Took it up the ass. Fucking assholes.
We're if you didn't take it, you're a minority.
Now,
No,
because let's always be like
let
that,
me throw
though.
something
Yo,
a
out there.
fucking general came out and said this. A general said this. He was like, dude, if you went through all like trillions of dollars propaganda, went through all that, survived this like you were Anne Frank in the freaking attic, dude, you're a G.
of
Anybody
course
who
we
went
are.
through this, you're a G. We're G's.
Bro, we know that. And they know that we know it and they hate us. That's why they
Let me
shut
let me
truth
let me
seekers
let me
down.
let me run an idea past you guys. You know, now that we're in the crazy conspiracy theory area, you know how like we're all worried about a so-called mass shooter popping up and doing something crazy or whatever, right?
Hmm.
How is it that people will mass shoot at like a school or some music event or whatever? You know the mass shootings that they always talk about on news. If
Yeah.
Yep.
America was really like that, if white supremacy was really like that, how come there hasn't been a mass shooting at any of these illegal facilities yet?
Facts. And also,
Because
how
like in,
come
in
there's never
Ireland,
been,
they burned some of them shits down.
Dude,
yeah, and
the
also, how come
level of
there's never been a
tolerance
mass
and
shooting?
patience of the American white man is actually terrifying.
I don't even know if it's that. I mean, I'm starting to wonder. Like, did he really get his nuts clipped?
Nah, I don't think he did. I think he's like
No,
very
no. Look,
calculated
record
and like
sales of
and
gun
there's
purchases. So
yeah, but
no, I
there's
don't
no
think so.
point in going to war, like full scale war. You know, when you still have your family or whatever, and you haven't bugged out yet.
A
You
lot
know,
of
Bro,
like
these
white
people
boys
use
are hoping the pen can solve this, but a lot of white boys know deep down in their hearts, fuck. They're literally we're telling ourselves, fuck.
I mean,
but
like,
that's
really,
life in
you really think you can
general.
vote your way through this? That's
You
fucking
can't,
cute.
no, you can't vote. Look,
No, I
voting and
don't
all
think
that
that.
bullshit is what
I
got
think
us into this shit.
some serious justice needs to be handed out. I think taking a sledgehammer to this is not wise though.
You know what? Let's not
There's
even
too
go
many
into.
families on the boat, man. We can't just put holes in the boat.
Look, man, the thing is, though, I understand what you're saying, man. That's a good point. But, yo, there comes a breaking point to basically society, but mainly the individual. And once people get that red pill, because technically red pill is just basically seeing the reality of life. Once people realize that most of what we've been taught is a lie, bro, people are going to uprise anyhow.
Oh,
I
It
don't
is what
most
think
it
people
so.
is.
already know that though.
Most people
Dude.
already know that. I don't think
I
so.
don't think they do. I don't think they truly know
No,
it.
no,
It
I
doesn't
don't
we
think
matter.
they
already
truly
know
know
that.
it like
This is
we know
why
it.
they're segregating people as much as they can.
They don't
Like,
truly know it like we know it, and that's why.
No. You have a mistaken. People know. Here's the real issue.
how do yeah,
If you want to go red pill with it, here's the real issue.
You just like to argue with me, dirty
No, I'm not
folks.
arguing with you. I'm trying to give you a different perspective.
All right.
Here's the thing. You love your mom, right?
No.
That's crazy.
fucking hell.
So, but here's how it works. It works for some, but not for others, right? If I told you that you sleep with your enemy, literally, you look at your wife, you look at your kids, and you say, "I know it's all bullshit, but I love my family," right?
Do people really do that? I don't. If I know someone doesn't
The
care about me,
majority of
or
people do that, but
Do
but
you
that's
have kids,
because
bro?
they do that. Do they do that because
Do
they
you have
know?
children? Do you have
No, I
children?
A
don't.
father
I don't have children.
All right.
sacrifices a
All right. All
lot
right.
for a family, dude.
But so are you telling me that people do that and they know? I don't think so. I think people do that because they don't know. But
No,
once they
once you
know,
know,
I don't think
my guy,
they do
once
those
you know
things.
what it is to be a father, then you'll understand what it takes to sacrifice things from your own life.
I get that. No, I mean I understand. I understand what you're saying about that. But I'm talking about what you guys were saying about everybody waking up or people uprising. I'm saying and that's why you said, hey, there's a division,
Well,
and
well,
I'm just
You
and then
you
like
speak
once
like
more and more
you speak
people.
like families want the uprising. We're talking
yeah.
like, do you
No,
know
I
what
don't
the
think
French
families want the
Revolution was
uprising.
like? Look,
No, I don't think these
we're
things are
nearing.
good.
But hear me out. Most parents and people are educated enough to know history. Like, people are. This is table talk. It's common table talk right now for most people. That look, shit's getting bad. Like, what do we do? Do we prep? Most people are prepping to hunker down. It's not like they're gonna go out there and start shooting.
Facts.
Facts. As a matter of fact, I just got a call from my white friend, and he was just saying how he just got the scope for his gun, and if things get too bad, we're all going to have to go to Mississippi because they're going to turn the city into concentration camps. Like we just had this conversation.
No, they actually would. Cities are a trap now. They are a
Right,
trap.
right. So we're having this conversation. At no point about why he was telling me about his mother-in-law and his wife needs to get in line and his kids. At no point did he say, you know what? I got this gun because when things go to hell in the handbasket, I'm going to shoot everybody around me. That's not his ideal. And that's nobody's ideal. Until you
More
see
like defense from
But
marauders.
when shit hits the fan, it's
un-
never people's idea.
until
You
you
got
see
it's more like rooftop Korean mentality. Like, you're gonna defend your spot, or while you're moving, you're not gonna let the Mad Max Raiders touch your wife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
right.
Like,
Right. That makes more sense.
But generally speaking, until you see a dead body and a fly land on an eyeball, you'll understand why people just don't rally like that.
yeah,
Bro, I
a lot of
understand people
people.
have a subconscious fear of death. I get it.
No,
But
it's not. It's not even that. It's the fact that the destruction and the chaos that comes after that, like that is the ultimately or else situation. And like I don't want to go through that. Now I'm
See,
hey look, but I would turn into fucking Frank White on the subway in that movie, King of New York.
facts.
If I
That
need
was
to.
a great movie.
like, so a lot of white boys, this is our mentality when it comes to, like, if it collapses. Most of us are gonna fuck away from population centers. We're literally gonna get away from population centers because that's where food's gonna dry up first.
Facts.
Facts.
So and it's not like people are like, oh, the white supremacists are gonna come out. It's like, no, we're all gonna disappear randomly, and you're gonna wonder why we're not there
Bro, you
anymore.
think these liberals are going to be able to be self-sufficient with their dildos and pink
No,
hair?
fuck no. That's
No,
the thing.
Come
If
on.
the
that's the
Civil War
thing.
breaks out, the right can fuck off to the bush and just have a scout party while the left is dying in cities and
Yeah,
rotting.
that's what I'm saying. These motherfuckers are scared to touch a gun, let alone defend themselves. Come on, man. Let's
No,
be
not
serious.
not
No,
not
Wouldn't even
not
have
no.
to
everywhere.
waste,
Hey,
dude. If
not
both
everywhere.
sides
Because
were so cruel, wouldn't even have to waste time. We're just cordon off the fucking cities.
but not everywhere though. Because Portland, the
I
lefties
know.
up there or whatever, they're like the lefties are old almost as far as gun culture is concerned.
Oh, they get down, the lefties up there?
Yeah,
There's
they got their
actually
own.
some
They got their
leftists who
gun.
do get down. Like
Oh, okay.
they're
My bad.
normally.
I thought all of them were, half
And you
retarded.
you got to be really careful because some of these Antifa types, they're not hippies.
Oh, they're boogaloo. They're straight boogaloo. They'll fuck you up. They don't
Oh,
care.
word?
They'll go Joker mode. There's literally young left-wing anarchists who straight are willing to put you in a ditch.
Oh, see, that's crazy. No, I wasn't aware of that. I
Yeah,
thought they were all hippy dippy
no,
snowflakes.
no, no. During the last election cycle, whatever, one dude like walked up
2020
to
was wild, man.
walked to a dude wearing a MAGA hat, whatever, and blew him away. Like,
Oh yeah,
What?
you had political public executions based on political means, and it
yeah,
was
Oh,
mainly
wow.
Antifa or BLM doing it.
and there was even a dude that was hired that wasn't even security for like one of the state senators in Colorado that shot somebody
Damn.
and try
Well,
to like hide behind like the fact that they were security, but they weren't even licensed.
Yo,
That
what
was
percentage of leftists are these kind of leftists, the more violent ones like this? Is it a big
if you
percentage?
actually look at a map of all the riots that happened in 2020, you'd be surprised how much reach they have.
yeah,
A
but
lot of those
Really?
wildfires, some of them got caught. It was some of them who were
yeah,
starting.
they got eco terrorists and all that stuff too. And
Oh
then
yeah, they have the environmentalist
yeah,
terrorists, they have the anarchists, they
Oh,
have the
that's
communists.
crazy.
and think about
Dude, they're
that.
even
You remember
teaming
that
up,
baseball
guys.
game
They're
that got
even
shot up?
teaming up with the crazy Islamic radicals.
Yeah, you remember
Yeah,
that
that's
baseball?
crazy.
Hey, you remember that baseball game that got shot up or whatever between the Congress people?
Yeah.
And then that chick in Arizona got shot at, whatever. That was a deranged dude or whatever that happened to be on one side of the aisle, and it wasn't right.
Wow.
Here's the
These
crazy thing,
incidents have
right?
been happening.
No, here's the crazy thing. Think about it like this. When people start talking about transgender rights, right? Because
Uh-oh.
that's what you think about when you think about the left, right? You think about stuff like
Facts.
that, purple hair, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
They,
what I said. Purple hair and a dildo.
right. But they
Because I
always
just think of them as hedonists. Like, they just so
no.
hedonistic.
But check it. When you see those things, they always show you a lesbian chick. Nobody cares if lesbian chicks cut their hair off. They never show you the big burly truck driver dude with a full beard wearing a dress with a gun on his head.
You know
That's
why?
the person
Because
you're scared of.
they know that what that looks like, and they know what that's going to do to your human psychology and how you're going to react toward it.
Yeah, and but he's got a point because in every apocalypse movie or The Hills Have Eyes, they always got that weird fat dude who wears the dress who's always the worst.
You're gonna have that scene. It puts the dress on.
Oh gosh. My gosh.
That's fucked.
No,
No,
but I believe it.
But seriously,
And
though,
look, you can't
don't
underestimate
need.
the fact that as much as we see the right and white people being gun owners and having a gun ownership culture, you can see the radicals on the left like actually starting to like buy guns and shit. Look at that.
Yeah, like everybody's buying guns now. So like,
And right now, a lot of
even
people
the
don't know
center
this.
moderate.
The whole climate change lobby. A lot of people don't know this, but if you look into where they get their money, they're all getting it from China. A lot of these proxies and shit, it's like they're trying
It's
to
money
start a
laundering.
No. They're trying to start a proxy war.
Yeah,
If China can successfully get the left to go rabid as Trump is elected, guess what? They
They love
can
it.
invade Taiwan. We can't help Taiwan if we're in the middle of a civil war. It's fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
and you know what? You don't need like these massive numbers to spur chaos. Think about that incident that happened.
It
2
only
weeks
took
ago in Florida?
3%. It
No,
took
but
3% of the
Rag,
population in
no, don't even go there.
1776.
Rag,
Facts.
Don't even go there. Look at that incident that happened 2 weeks ago in Florida where the dude like had the knife to the chick's neck or whatever at that American was it Bank of America? And
Yep, Bank of America.
it was like I can't remember like what part of Florida it was. Might have been Opelika or something like that. But think about the amount of resources it took to get snipers in place. That is a lot of logistics. That
Oh, yeah.
that ties up your city. It bogs it down. It like creates gridlock. If you had one of those in like 3 major cities at the same time, just
Dude,
think about
it's
the
already
economic cost
beyond
of all
that.
that.
I've been looking at it. I've been keeping my eye on the ground. You have some of these illegals straight up the definition of a sleeper cell. They literally
What?
go crazy and start hurting
Right.
people. And specifically,
No
a lot of them are
way.
not here. A lot of them are not here to do mass murders. They're here to actually hurt women.
Well,
Really? Where they at?
you got that NYC dude that got arrested for attempted murder.
80% of the mass migrants are young men being funded by funny money from certain places. And you think they're not trying to invade? Bro,
Military
Like
age.
you have
Wow, that's
people, you
crazy,
have
bro.
people going down there. They're finding young Chinese men in the fucking crowds, dude.
But not just that.
Facts.
You got. I saw an article this past week that said that MS-13 was linking
Oh,
up with the
they
Venezuelan
evacuated,
gangs.
dude. They're
Yeah,
evacuating El
I'm just gonna
Salvador.
say
El
real quick.
Salvador put them in concentration camps, bro. They're leaving that place.
Yeah.
El Salvador's not
I'm,
fucking around anymore.
Bro,
I'm just
that's
gonna
how
say
we
real.
should be.
Hold on, let me go real quick. I'm just gonna say since this like border crisis has been happening, I've been saying like what's gonna happen in the States, unfortunately, is there's gonna be a massive attack from these people legally entering the country. That's why like the FBI,
Yeah, it
like a
looks like
secret
that.
group of like FBI agents have been saying like, yeah, this is a massive problem. We can't have that. Because before like the border crisis was happening, there are already terrorist cells in Mexico on the border.
Bro,
Setting
what
up
you
to like
expect when you got a
Oh, dude,
pedophile president?
guys,
yeah.
there's already rumors of fucking sleeper cells in Canada, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
Jeez
saying
It's
like
getting
Louise,
bad.
it always
You think
starts
it's
in
just
Canada.
the southern border? They're trying to.
I
They're
hear
a lot
people.
of them are moving in over here too.
Yeah, I hear
Yeah,
people are flying straight to Canada so they can walk across the border into like
so they can walk across.
They're
Michigan
Yeah,
they're
and yeah,
coming into New
Minnesota or
York
whatever.
State. Like 90 actual terrorists were caught a couple months ago. It was like these people are
stop
moving,
it.
bro. These
Yeah,
Don't
people are
jinx
moving.
my.
straight up watch list, man.
While we're
On the like,
bickering about people on like we need to tell all these lefties, you're sitting the fuck down. We're dealing with a civilizational war. Like
Can I ask you guys a question that know more about the constitutional rights? As an everyday citizen, can we take our governments to Supreme Court for this stuff and say it's unconstitutional?
Yes.
And
yeah.
so we got to all
they are
start doing this
technically
type of stuff.
they're supposed to defend the border. This is why a lot of states are standing up with Texas. We already
hey,
have an element standing up.
there actually was a judgment by the Supreme Court that made this a little bit easier as well. That to go to actual individuals that are representative of the government.
Because that's what we
I
all
can't
should
remember
be
if it was
doing
last week or the
technically.
week before. A lot of stuff
Because
is happening all at once.
this has got to
Dude, there's
stop.
so much
This has
happening.
got to
Like
stop.
right now, you have actual militias of Americans getting ready, like for defense. This is not a joke anymore. Like if you think about it, if we keep bragging, you can't invade America because we have so many people, right? We have internal elements just letting enemies in, like we're fucking Spain back in the day. You want to know how Spain got occupied for 800 years by Islamic elements? My
The more
ancestors had to fight 800 years.
facts.
You don't want the answer to who let them in the south. You don't want the answer to who let them in Constantinople. It's always the same people. It's always the same people, and it breaks my heart.
The liberal lefties.
Hey, hood, every single time, right?
Hey, who's that? I know I said it on my channel, but
The
I
media
tell you,
real,
Got to
bro.
stand up.
I tell you guys all the time, bro. When you get conquered, they kill all the boys and men. When you get
Oh my
colonized,
gosh.
but when you get colonized, somebody left the back door open.
It is, dude. They're already planning and taking houses in the UK from certain old people to give to illegals.
Yeah,
This is
That's
a problem.
horrible. Yo, you know what they're doing over here? Over here, these motherfuckers giving 10K debit cards to motherfuckers over here. And then these motherfuckers, these college kids and all these motherfucking people,
Dude,
you know, us
and do you want to
citizens,
know
we don't
how
get
these
shit.
invaders? Do you want to know how these
you
invaders view women in the West? They just think they're whores who do porn.
yeah. I go through that conversation with my Arab friend all the time.
That's kind of true.
They straight think they could just come in and that they think that.
Hell,
Yeah, but you know, listen, us thinking it and talking and jiving and doing our thing is different than those guys because those guys, to be real, they take things a little bit too crazy when it comes to that shit. And
Dude,
you know what I'm
they
saying?
want to
Like,
set up. Look, what's going to happen? It's the Red Green Alliance. The communists and the Muslims are working together. The radicals. I'm
yep.
not even considering radicals in peaceful anymore. Like you got a lot of peaceful ones who just don't get a fuck. They're going to sideline and watch and cheer on. That's what I'm seeing. Like the issue is you have the communists and the Muslims. If they actually overtake the Western element, they're then gonna what's gonna happen to all the rainbow people? Like, are they dumb? You're gonna have
Well, the
rainbow
rainbow
people
people are dumb.
begging.
Yeah.
You're gonna have
I'm in
rainbow
the
people begging
middle of
white boy.
I'm in the middle of a Twitter like hate fest right now because there was this video that went around, and it was like a wedding somewhere, some foreign country, and it was like some kind of little simple game that the husband and wife were supposed to do, but it was like a competition, I guess. So she won. So she beat him.
Nice.
And he smacked her upside the head. Like, fuck's wrong with you, bitch? Don't be making me look bad in public. Like, sometimes, it didn't translate, but that was the vibe, right? That
Nah,
was
that's
the vibe.
crazy. But
Yeah,
she
And
that's
won.
so
guy definitely
it
has a
was
small man
crazy.
moment.
It was crazy. And I'm not saying he was right or not. I'm not saying that that was exactly cool, but this is why
Yeah, that's
Twitter
crazy.
mad at me. Because I pointed out, I know, well, my first comment was, no black man has that freedom or authority with his woman. And see, the thing about it was, the thing about it was, because he smacked his wife upside the head, and like I said, he was wrong, he was wild, and he, his ego was bruised or whatever. But the
Yeah,
room
that's way too
respected that
much.
shit. The room respected it. Nobody
Dude,
said anything crazy to him.
dude, and another thing, a lot of these feminists in the West, regardless of color, faction, whatever the fuck, they don't realize they're literally opening the doors to Islamic theocracy. They're gonna be put in black gowns, and they're literally a lot of them
But see, that
are
was my whole point. That
No,
was
Yo,
my
look,
whole
we
technically,
already
point.
found
Because I'm
out
like, look, his
less
culture,
than 19% of women consider themselves feminists now.
yeah, look,
yo,
his
but the thing
culture
is,
is gonna
the
overtake
women
this
don't
culture.
realize. The women don't realize that, and also they don't realize, Hood, that they're playing into this dumb stuff, and they're actually traditional gender roles protects them from this dumb stuff, like marauders
because
coming in and
they don't
fucking
think
raping and
long.
It's
pillaging your
like,
wife.
dude,
No, but
if they
they
take
don't
away
think long term.
Christianity, you're gonna get Islam try to replace it.
No, they don't think long term. That's the
They
problem.
only
They're
see
not.
one
They're
Excuse
not.
me,
step at a
They're,
or
time.
or
Oh,
oh,
of
of course.
subconsciously
course.
that's
Something
what they
really quick,
want.
please.
Yeah,
Latina.
fucked up.
You must have missed my 9-hour live stream where I played a video of the Athens Battle of Tennessee, 1946. Okay, have you guys ever
Oh,
heard of the Athens
yeah,
Battle?
I
Okay,
have. That's a perfect
Yes, I
you guys,
have.
example.
That was
you
the
guys
last
need
time,
to
the white man
look
stood
that
up and fought back.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Lad Patriot.
no,
But no, that
Thank
was
you.
a great story. I saw it on Count
yeah,
Dankula. Yeah, Count Dankula did that. One of his what's that series he got? Mad Lads or whatever. And he was talking.
yeah.
Those are
They were
basically a
a
bunch
bunch
of
of
World War vets.
yeah, World War II vets came back home to find that Democrat corrupt mafia types took over everything.
Mm-hmm.
It ended up in the
Sound
And you
familiar?
catastrophe.
couldn't vote them out. I'm telling you, you
Yeah,
can't vote these. It's not a voting problem. It's a
they
bullet
actually
Yo,
kept
it's
problem.
not a
rigging.
voting
They kept
problem.
trying to
Voting
steal the voting
is part
boxes
of the
like
bigger
every week.
problem. Because technically voting, you're acquiescing and you're saying that you agree with their bullshit.
Well,
People don't look at it that way, but
to
it
a
is.
certain extent.
Not necessarily, but just like was it Stalin? It's not. I can't remember who said it,
But
but it's not. It's
but
not
that's how
who.
they see it.
Yeah, but it's not
That's
who
what I'm
votes.
saying.
It's who counts the votes. The problem is that you seeded yourself to only one part of the process in most cases, right? And then people want to get all up in arms and follow the rules everywhere else, but not understanding that this other person is not following the rules. You're not even watching them. You just expect
Yup.
them to play by the rules. It
Even
makes no
during the
sense.
lockdowns, none
I
of those
almost
guys were
think
wearing muzzles.
I almost think it doesn't even matter if you have like a monarchy, a republic, even look, communism on paper is a beautiful system, right? The problem is human nature. And so that's kind of the issue. It's like you could almost have any type of government you could conceive of as long as people were actually truthful and honest all the time. But who does that? Nobody's truthful and honest all the time.
You know what? Even more than that, to go off of, before you guys on a tangent about the everything else, it doesn't matter. A monarchy doesn't matter to the serf, right? There is, if we change tomorrow without warfare, the system put in place doesn't matter to the serf, right? It's like me saying I want slaves, but treat my slaves better than the system does now, right? So you don't even know you're a slave, right? Where it matters is when you want to be empowered. Most people don't want power. I would argue to the highest hilt, white people don't want power.
Most people don't want power because
Nobody
technically power comes with responsibility.
right,
Technically, most people don't want that. Let's be real.
right. Heavy is the head
Most
that
people
wears the
don't.
crown.
Because the catch-22 about the captain of the ship is if something fucks up, guess what? The captain's going down with the ship.
You going down
Not
with the
Most
that,
ship?
not
people.
that, not that cat in Italy. He jumped off first.
Didn't he go to
Oh
jail for
well,
that
I
for
didn't
like
hear
life
about
or
that.
some
That's
shit?
crazy.
Yeah, like that was like what 20? What was that? That was during Trump, right? Where he
Yeah.
jumped off the ship. He
Yeah.
got the ship stuck and it started tipping over. And he's like,
He
yo, he was
bailed
on
out.
the first thing smoking, man.
No, he bailed out, but I think he got arrested for that though, because they're
Yeah,
like,
he
yo,
did. He did, man. He's in jail
Yeah,
right now, I think.
yeah, that's illegal.
Yeah. Technically, that was big shit. Like in the history of all naval operations, that's historic, even for a cruise ship.
he was like, fuck this.
It was funny is he wasn't even doing his job. He was waving at the people like,
Oh
like
yeah, he was waving at some girls on the shore.
he was waving at them and then didn't pay attention and then like I guess like
He hit land. He
yeah
not land, but like a rock that was too close.
it,
Like
it
obviously he wasn't checking his sonar or whatever tells him how deep it is,
well
and he
it was
went too close.
it's a small channel or whatever and I guess he got too close to one side and then fucked up the ship.
Yeah, but yeah, he was looking at some chicks on shore. Yo, but you know what? I ain't gonna front. I was in Jamaica and a taxi cab got us into an accident because he was looking at a chick's butt.
Look, bro, look, and I'm as much of a pervert in my previous life as anybody, right? I mean, I won't say that I haven't seen people crash a car to a fire hydrant looking at a butt. However,
He hit another car.
however, don't crash a ship. You know how much ships cost? That's why he went to jail. You know how much a ship costs?
Yeah, like that's probably like one of the major things. Like, that
Right. It's not even
cost.
a direct cost of like, mechanics and fixing a hull, bro. You stopped $1 million operation.
For
Millions of dollars stopped because you was looking at some titties, bro.
Yeah, but hood. They had to get that ship out of that channel because that was a major shipping lane.
Yeah, they
And
had to. It was a major
it
shipping
actually
lane, and it cost even more money just
So
to get
so
it out of there.
billions
And
of
it took
dollars.
months.
yeah,
It took months to get
Billions.
it out of
yeah,
there.
like
You know how
they,
you know how much money is on a cargo ship? Like just the value of freight, bro. That's
Billions.
for real.
yo,
If I
it's
don't get
crazy money.
my Temu order, I'll be hot. Yeah.
hey,
Yo, and then yo, the ships, they gotta move those ships, basically like the ship version
Tugboats. Yeah.
of a what is it called? Those
The
trucks that
tug.
take stuff, a tow truck?
Yeah,
Bro,
the
those are
tugboat.
mad expensive too. You gotta rent those by the hour or whatever the fuck.
hey, I know it's kind of unrelated, but y'all remember that ship or whatever? It was a cargo ship with all those those supercars on it. They burned to like it burned. They let it burn all the way and like sink in the ocean.
I don't remember that.
I heard about that, yeah.
It was during COVID, man. I'm talking about like
Yeah, it was during COVID.
everything on that joint was like $100,000 and up.
No, I learned something really fascinating recently. This some lady on Twitter, she says she kind of works in insurance claiming, so she just caught this video and posted it. But a lot of times when it comes to those giant cargo ships, it's actually cheaper to recover the items from the ocean. So like they won't try to save the ship. Like shit'll fall off. Like how they have those big shipping containers. Those shits fall off all the time. No, not that it's cheaper. No, not that it's cheaper. Sometimes like you actually just lose the whole ship and you got to recover the items. But basically, there's a whole business around recovering cargo that fell off of ships and stuff like that. I never knew that. People out there like pirates, bro, just recovering, recovering like shipping containers off the bottom of the ocean.
Another fucking hustle, bro. You see, they always doing some shit.
Hey, but you can't do that with them logs like them was it the that the cats that did the tree shit like in Louisiana they had that show and they recovered these like logs that were like they actually like fell off a shipping truck or whatever and then I guess been there for like 100 years and these people recovered this stuff because it did something kind of weird to the wood. And apparently they charged them dudes like they was like moving contraband, man.
Word? You know what
Yeah.
happened? The wood probably petrified, and
Well,
that's really expensive,
actually,
petrified wood.
yeah, that's what happened. And then
Oh, that's
Gibson
basically rock. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Gibson
basically marble.
guitar got hemmed up too, like back in like 2008, 2009, because they used some kind of trees that they shouldn't have used or something like that. They actually went and several
But
places and seized the
if one of
guitars.
these ships fall, can you just recover the stuff like anybody, or there's only
Yo,
certain
no,
companies who can recover?
that's what made it an interesting video. It's a fucking wild wild west. Like I said, they like pirates, bro.
Oh,
They like pirates, so they go out there. Like if you got a line on some cargo that fell or a ship that was going down, if you can get there with your crew and your team, you can recover whatever is recoverable and try to resell it on the market, resell it back to the owners or whatever if it's still useful. And like it's a whole giant business out of it. Like it was just one of them little short videos. It's like, oh wow, niggas do that. It's like modern day
damn,
pirates out there. Like you hear
that's
about that shit in
crazy.
sci-fi movies. Like, oh, there's an abandoned wreck. Let's go check it out. Like people doing that shit right now in the water.
Hey, but you got to think though, man.
That's crazy.
Maritime law is different,
Yeah,
and then
Yeah, it
like
is.
people, it's like it's its own like horizon anyway.
You know,
People
that's
still
why
operating crazy, man.
that's why when these things first came out, the E-Island stuff, supposedly that's why they said a lot of these wefers and elitists, they was in the Mediterranean on boats, because supposedly if you on a boat, you know what I mean, you can't really get caught.
the
You're not on
international
any
waters. Yeah,
specific country.
international waters hit different. That's absolutely
Yeah, I
Hmm
heard that law before. So like you can go out like what 20 miles and then have a cocaine hooker party.
right.
Basically, yeah. Like you could do anything illegal. Like technically, like
But it's
you
not
could do
illegal.
stuff that technically you could never do on land, and you
But
could technically get away with it if
but
you in
it,
certain parts of the ocean.
it's not illegal necessarily. But that's the military they never tell you about. Remember when we were kids, they used to add the Coast Guard in a little speech like Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and it'd be like a footnote and Coast Guard. Like
Oh yeah, Coast
nobody
Guard.
talks about the
Like
Coast
the little
Guard.
gay cousin.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
That's
But
how it
the
is though.
Coast Guard does civilian stuff. They basically, like when a flood happens or something. Hey, they're usually the work crews. Like they
Well,
don't
and
really do
I don't
action
no, the
stuff.
Coast Guard is the one to get all the
nah.
cocaine, bro.
Yeah, the Coast Guard will clap you. You better out your
You know
mind.
what
Boy,
I'm
them niggas will
saying?
shoot the shit out you.
Yeah, man. They deal with a lot of traffickers, man.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, I know in that sense,
they
but I
get all
mean
the coke in the
they're not the
Haitians.
ones that go to war. They're not that branch of the
No,
No,
military.
no, no. But they listen, they probably see more gunplay than most cops though.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. Them cartels trying to get to Miami and they out there, bro.
Oh
Yeah, bro, that
hell
shit ain't a
yeah!
game. That shit, because they
No,
look,
that's
I've
just not a
seen it. I've
game.
been on the boat. I've been on. Look, I told you I went to Coast Guard jail once. I've been on the boat. Yo, they little fast mover with the fucking machine gun on the front and shit like that. They got a little one man jail cell in that bitch. I was like,
Hold
ain't
on.
this a
How in
motherfucker?
the fuck did you go to jail on a boat? That's
Yo,
I
but you
know
hey,
know
that
in
shit was.
DR,
It was a hell of a day. It was a fun day where I was like, really, a nigga ain't never been to Coast Guard jail. I was almost excited to go. Like, I want to see this shit. Like, how does this work?
I'm not gonna lie,
yo
bro.
Hood,
You the go to criminals, bro. I have never heard a nigga say with the Coast Guard jail, bro. You the go
Hood
to.
in DR, the fishermen tell stories about how they find packs all the time in the water that they drop off from the planes, and sometimes they go too far off the drop off point, and a fisherman finds it.
Dude, they made movies about that kind of stuff, man.
Ain't even no movie needed. It's niggas I know that go to Florida found the kilo just come up on the beach, bro.
Yeah, that's happened too. I've heard stories of that in
Yeah.
DR.
Freaking man, like Cocaine Cowboys, that Tom Cruise Made in America story, where he worked for the 3-letter agency and moonlighted for the cartel.
You
Yeah,
know what? I
that
think I'm
happens
gonna
all the
watch
time.
that. I need a
That's a
movie to
great
watch.
movie.
I think I might watch that. I ain't watched that one yet.
It's actually a really good movie, man. Like his character, man. Like, hey, I love the fact that his brother-in-law gets what he gets at the end.
That's
Yo,
what's up.
that
I
whole
might
what
check
was
that
that?
out.
That was what was that in the 80s Contra? That funded the whole Nicaraguan war.
Yeah, the '80s, man. You had to be there. It was great
You
times.
had to be in the eight.
Facts.
Okay, here's a okay. Let me ask you guys a question. To go back on the difference between the fall of Rome.
Freeway Ricky.
No. Here's a question. What era of American history do you think is the most productive era?
Most productive World War II era.
60. Yeah, the World War II to the 60s. Because you
Industrial
got to take
Revolution. Industrial
because
Revolution.
you're going to Industrial Revolution. You don't think more stuff popped up in the birth of the fast food and all that stuff in the 60s?
I'm saying because the efficiency improvements or whatever, you actually got the the most improvement during that time, and it was most useful improvement. It wasn't just like reiterating some bullshit.
Hold on,
Instead of
Jalisa in the chat says slavery. Not a bad choice though. It was a
Hey,
lot of
not a
shit getting
bad
done.
choice at all. I'm trying to get you there. I swear to God, Jaleesa.
But I think that was the most productive for Black Americans, not for the country on the whole.
Yeah,
No,
but
no, 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 no.
I don't
Actually,
know if you could.
I
I
don't.
don't know if you could argue slavery though, because it wasn't the whole country. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It
Right,
wasn't a
but
whole country,
we
but there was
haven't ever worked as hard as we have during slavery. I'm just trying to tell you
Real
that was
talk.
some shit.
They made the gay man the NBA commissioner, and them niggas don't want to go to work. Look,
there was more slavery in past history that was tougher than the American slavery or the
you know what?
transatlantic slave trade.
I have
I believe you. I showed some of it.
You know what?
I'm just saying. What about the fucking Crusades? No one talks about that.
Okay, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I said in American history. Here's the thing.
Oh, you said my bad. My bad. You
The
said American
Industrial
history.
Revolution kind of ended slavery. All that happened around the same time. And my answer is around that era too. I would say Reconstruction.
I don't know if the Industrial Revolution ended slavery. It's not like, oh, this nigga invented a car, let me go kill these slaves off. Like, I don't think it quite ended slavery. People say that, but I don't, because truth be told, bro, the British had to travel up and down the coast of Africa, blowing up slave castles because you niggas just can't stop, won't stop. And to this day, there's still slavery, and like, look, man, slavery is kind of the way of the world. I don't think
There's
the
slavery
Industrial
all over the world.
Revolution
That's what
ended
I'm
it.
saying.
I think
Americans.
I think it was a combination of social pressures, but it wasn't just the Industrial Revolution on its own.
Also, the
I got a
Americas
question.
were already going through slavery. If you talk about the greater transatlantic slave trade, the United States was the last to get of it. Technically, it already was beginning from when fucking Christopher Columbus came to Hispaniola.
Yeah, but
and even before that.
Well, the first thing Columbus did is bring some slaves back.
Yeah, but most slaves
Exactly. They were the Tainos.
Most slaves in America that ended in a translated was a small amount. It was extremely small amount. Most of them were actually
Do you know what the largest was? In Brazil.
Yeah, but I'm saying most that end up in America were through breeding programs.
Right.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Only 4% of slaves made it to America.
Yeah, because like it's too arduous a trip. It's precious cargo. You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna take that L or whatever.
I think the majority of them were Native Americans. We're taking
I think
here
that's
on the
why
land.
Brazilian women got those like just unnaturally fat asses, and I think it's because of slavery.
Course,
Like
because,
all the best bitches wound up down there. We got like the skinny, ugly bitches.
Okay, you know what's so crazy about that? That's how you get the country of Belize, right? So no, Portugal, my bad. So they took over Brazil, right? The daddy took over Brazil. The son had so much fun, he was like, fucking, I ain't leaving. I'm gonna just go up the street, take that over. Cause it was so many bad bitches, they didn't want to go back to Europe. They was like, yo, we here, B.
Bro, but what do you think happened with the conquistadors? In general, that's what happened, bro. They saw those Tainos and they saw those indigenous, and they said, yo, we are staying here.
So
we're taking the women back.
Yo, on a side note, talking about black women, because that's what you're talking about when you're talking about Africans in Brazil. Think about
no, but you also got to take into consideration. Besides, look, that's why Latin America is a mix, right? There was already indigenous people there, and then Africans came.
I understand.
So there's two sets of women that were being Googled after.
No, I understand El Comiente. I understand that. Here's my thing. In the 1990s, men traveled all over the nation to be with black women. Black Bike Week, Freak Nick, Daytona Beach Party, Galveston, Kappa Weekend. They traveled all around the country to be with black women. 20 years later, these bitches so fat, motherfuckers getting passports to get away from black women.
Yeah,
I need you black women to hit the treadmill. Get y'all men back.
Yeah, but dirty. That's on the debauchery side, though. I mean, because look, they even went to Jamaica. That hedonism. They had cruise ships and like week long like excursions to go and be heathens in another country.
You know what's so crazy about Jamaican heathens? Well, not Jamaicans itself, but like the nudist colonies they have in Jamaica, like Excaba and stuff like that. It's always some old wrinkled people. Ain't never no young voluptuous people be like, yeah, I want to go cross. Bro, they be ugly as shit. And then they parade in front of you, man. They get naked and they have like these little beach parades to show people they don't mind being naked. But I paid for my cabin. I didn't pay to see your old wrinkled liver spot having ass.
Yeah, but I mean, also too, man. Like I can go to Carnival.
Yeah, hedonism. That's what it is.
And like some of the women, they might as well not be wearing clothes, man.
And God bless them. Girls in America don't wear clothes. Have you seen how they drop off their kids at school in just a house coat and some flip flops? Girls don't like clothes.
You know what? I had a story. I can't show you the video now, but maybe next time. I think I'm gonna do another show tomorrow, and probably a short one, but I'm gonna do another stream tomorrow to show y'all some other stuff. But the 24-hour daycare, bro, these bitches is pathetic, man. These Houston hoes is something different.
No, isn't that wild, man? It's a
apparently they close at 12. They close at 12, but it's advertised as 24-hour daycare. But imagine picking your kids up at 11:45 from the daycare.
Nah, but hood, it's gonna be like IHOP, right? Where they close for like 2 hours. They close for 2 hours to do like some cleaning or something like that.
I'm almost positive there's some type of zoning law where you can't have a child care facility operating 24/7. I know this can't be legal, right? But yo, by the way,
all black chicks in there.
You know it, bro. It's Houston.
Of course it is.
But I want to shout out to I got to give a shout out to my man M Jones. He just came through with the 20 ball right before we was shutting the show down. Shout out to you with that $20 cash app. Thank you to everybody who supported the show, by the way. Please like the show, like, share, and subscribe, and hit that cash app button before we get up out of here.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! You make Hulk angry. You not like Hulk angry. Hulk no like fighting girls.
Hey, Hood, I got an idea for you, man.
Yeah.
Like a Hood, like Where Are They Now show. You know, because you have all these viral moments, right? And like, saying like Tario, saying Sharkeisha, you got all these joints. You do like a Where Are They Now, like a Hood version of it, man.
You know what?
Yeah, bro? I want to see. I want to follow around the kids whose parents picked them up from daycare at 11:45. Like, I want to follow them for 6 years and see where they wind up.
Man, but the kids are gonna be on the pole.
Yeah, those poor kids.
And here's the thing, because I know these women, right? I got a friend like that. She don't even work. She just gets up at 6 a.m, drop her kids off at daycare, and then go back at 5:59.
How much are these daycares? It sounds expensive to leave your kid for 24 hours at a place.
It is if you pay for it, but if the state paying for it, it's free.
Right, probably on a WIC program
My
or something.
taxpayer money's paying for that shit.
Yeah, for how to go to the club. Yeah, nigga.
Hey,
what you thought this was?
And then you know what you can do too? Like instead of competing directly with the other daycares, you just offset your hours. So like your hours start at like 6 o'clock, right?
6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 6 p.m. Yeah, I said 6 o'clock. Yeah, start at 6 p.m. or whatever, and then go like that. Then you can probably.
So they gotta go to school first, and then they go.
No, I'm talking about like you can put them in regular daycare, and then maybe they take a bus to this daycare. I don't know, man. But I'm saying like to Hood's idea of like the zoning laws, there's ways of beating and cheating stuff.
These poor kids, man. I feel bad for these kids.
Man, I feel bad for everybody. It's a sad state, but think about it. No, it kind of works though. Logistically, check it out. You pick up your kid from daycare at 6 a.m. Right? They spent the night, right? You change their clothes. You drop them off at school for free lunch at 7. They go from free lunch to school, from school to
how do they get free lunch? Get out of after school. I don't even get free lunch.
Because you're not poor enough. So you go from school to after school program. You get out the after school program around 5:30, 6 o'clock. I'm gonna pick you up, drop you back off at the daycare. Boom. She's a perfect mom. She's great. That's what she's gonna tell our friends anyway. That's a perfect system.
Yeah, we're gonna examine this idea some more tomorrow, because like I saw this video and I'm like, you bitches ain't got no shame. Then there's
I don't
another girl.
understand where
She
they get the money to do all this because
The
it just
state,
the
sounds
The
like
government, bro.
government.
The
The
government,
state.
bro. It's not that complicated.
It's
And
called
then they
vouchers.
fuck niggas. They fuck and they get money from the government.
yeah, they get a
Between that,
babysitter
bitches don't really be broke. They just don't know how to spend money well.
because
Because
they can't count.
child support, and all that other stuff that isn't registered as income, right?
Nah, no, it's registered as income, but not taxable income.
So there you go, boom.
So
oh, they
yeah,
don't gotta pay taxes on that shit?
no, they don't. You
Nah,
pay taxes on it,
You
Yeah.
pay taxes on it.
Yeah.
right? It's
Bro.
double
And
taxation.
that's what I'm saying. Okay, all this different kind of stuff. Even the 10K debit cards. Uh to the illegals, us as everyday citizens, can we fucking sue the government for this stuff and say that it's unconstitutional and that my taxpayer money isn't going to what it should be?
You would
That's
have
so
to,
cute.
Like there's probably laws in the book already that outlaw that kind of stuff.
right,
Just like
Right.
was it
right.
San Francisco has that Chinese lady that's not even an American citizen on the
Yo, they
voting
got a
board.
whole Chinese spy. Ain't no way in hell me you can't
What?
that bitch. You can't tell
Oh,
me
I
she
heard
not a
about the
Chinese
Chinese
spy.
woman. She's in
Cause
the commission, right?
she don't
She's in
even
the San
speak
Francisco
English,
commission.
bro. She don't even
Bro, that's
speak
a
English,
spy.
and
Yeah, that's
she's an
definitely a
illegal.
spy.
You know what? I take it back. I think she does speak, Chinese English, but like she's not a native speaker. But no, she's not a spy, bro. That's just crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's what I'm
That
saying,
shit
bro.
is
That's
fucking retarded. There's no way
unconstitutional.
in hell.
That's unconstitutional. But when you start talking about, to go back to the
Nigga,
earlier,
ain't no constitution. I'm trying to get this to your head. Ain't no constitution. That shit done, bro.
oh,
Hey,
that's
Are you
because
crazy.
you know what?
serious?
Like what they do is they do whatever they want, and then they say, "Go ahead, take us to court." Then you go to court, you get a judgment, and they do something else that they ain't supposed to be doing.
You
Right.
get that Trump judge.
Damn, that's crazy. Cause I mean, at least can't you get the bag from it and sue and at least get a
You can
couple
get the
$100 grand?
I
bag,
feel
but it
like I
doesn't
feel like
stop
I
the.
feel like I black pilled you a little too much for one evening. We might have to
Yeah, but
slow this
That's
black
fine.
pilling down.
hey, Hood,
Damn,
to
Hood.
his question though, like how much money do you think it's going to cost you to sue the government?
I don't
That's what I'm
know. I've
trying to
never
tell you.
done this, but
You
I'm
can't.
curious
Yeah,
about it.
it's a crazy prospect, and it's a rich man's game. Like a
Yeah.
regular guy is not suing the government, bro. You're not fighting that shit all the way to Supreme
How did
Court.
Aaron Brockovich do it? Didn't she sue somebody and won a
It
whole
That
it,
bunch
shit
it,
because they
Hollywood,
accidentally
bro.
gave her cancer?
it wasn't the government
No,
though.
that was a
It was a
real story.
corporation. It was
Well,
a
it was. It
corporation.
was.
It was a corporation though. It wasn't the government.
Oh, it
And
was a
like,
corporation.
but also too, whenever you're talking about this stuff, look at old boy that owns the Mavericks.
Yeah,
Mark
Mark
Cuban.
Mark
Cuban.
Cuban,
Cuban?
yeah.
Yeah,
Mark Cuban?
Mark Cuban had a person that was in the government that got pissed off at him and used their office to try to get back at him. And he went to court and cost himself millions on millions of dollars in legal fees
Nah,
based on principle.
and look, Cuban is a fucking liberal. Look at what they're doing at Elon. As soon
Yeah,
as he
you're
bought
right.
Twitter, they
You're
What
right.
put
about
him through a
Trump?
bunch of shit. And don't even get started on Trump. Like obviously Trump, like bro. But bro,
Yeah,
listen.
that's true.
Like I said, I'm gonna try to get another show going tomorrow. Latin Patriot, you got one last thing you want to tell us before we get up out of here, Latin Patriot? What's up, man?
Yo, there's
Latin
another Latino
Patriot.
here?
Hi, yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah, can you
Yeah.
hear
Who
me?
the Latina?
Yeah, Latin
Okay,
Patriot.
okay.
You wanted to tell
So,
us something? Because I'm about to wrap this
how
up.
much? Yes, 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 yes. Can you hear me? Okay. So the 13 American colonies didn't go to court for divorce from Britain. Okay, that's it.
Yeah,
You know what?
exactly. The men have to take back the institutions.
Look, Latin
Fucking
Patriot.
base Latina. How about that?
Hey, Latin Patriot pops up and says something quick, like when you're in jail and the little operator come on, like this is a collect call. She pops up like the collect call lady. Shout out to Latin Patriot.
For real, I love this relationship. She just pops in, says something cute, and then leaves and shit.
You gonna get married, girl. Your husband. You gonna Latin Patriot gonna make it. I'm telling you, man. Your communication style is awesome, Latin Patriot.
Yeah, shout out to you. But we gonna wrap this one up, y'all. So I'm not doing the 8-hour stream tonight. I'm tired and hungry and aggravated. I got to go. But I will be back at some point during tomorrow, and we'll do another shorter stream. We're not gonna be doing no marathons, but I will have another show for you guys. Until then, I want to thank everybody who joined the panel. Shout out to you, dirty folks. Shout out to all the new guys who came up. Appreciate you for participating in the show. Shout out to Big Dick Nick. First time you coming up on the panel. Thank you for your contributions and your support.
Safety.
Yeah, no doubt. Always welcome back here. Freestyle, likewise. Guys, we are wrapping this one up. I got to go. Please be safe. Y'all have a great evening. And the show is done.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.